Yo, this is Afro, aka All Flows Reach Out, and you're listening to Built for This Network. Yes, sir. From the building, stay bomb.
It's official. Style Guys is trending for the holiday season. Located 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Being black owned and operated with new items weekly, in store, and even online. And with over 50,000 followers online, you can't miss out. Sales going on till 2022. Like jogging suits, hoodies, t-shirts, Jordan Craig, smoke rise, crisp, sweaters, and so much more. So beat the lines and order online from Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Contact them today at 708-801-9481. Again, 708-801-9481. Or check them out from Tuesday to Saturday from noon to 7 p.m. or Sundays from noon to 5 p.m. Style Guys, 1252 Burnham Ave in Calumet City. Life, fashion, style. Follow some of the newest styles by Style Guys in Calumet City. Lock in The Style Guys on IG or look them up, thestyleguys.com. Gone wild!
Feeling myself, but I stay in my lane. I know you thinking you nice, but you sounding the same. He need to switch up his flow, but I know that he ain't. Maybe he want to and probably can't. He talk a lot, but ain't saying a word. He's 16, sounding like he be lacing his herbs. Reggie Rock told me time to just focus and spit. Quit worrying about the niggas abandoning shit. I dropped broken and they told me quit biting your tongue. The way you writing sounded like you forgot where you from. Say you from the hood, but you sound like a minister now. Yeah, I could take it there, but shit, I just like how this sound. I should address some of this drama, but letting it go. Shit, I can't keep playing with you niggas, I'm getting too old. The last words Bone told me I never forget. Quit playing with this music and do it to death. Shit, I came back.
You are listening to the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network, hosted by my man HRap.
Good evening. This is your man HRap coming at you live and direct. Thank you for joining. It's going to be an interesting night as usual. This is on Built for This Network, the End of the Bench podcast called Rappin' with HRap. End of the Bench presents Rappin' with HRap. What is Rappin' with HRap? This is a series of conversations I'm having with people from the community. Primarily, they're people with a little age, a little seasoned, as we call it now. We don't call it age. We call it seasoned. And what we do is attempt to bridge the gap. Younger people will watch this. Older people will watch this. And people from all over the diaspora will watch this. And hopefully we can, instead of widening the gap of communication, we can close it up. I'm standing in the gap, so to speak. I am HRap. This is, again, Built for This Network. And as usual, this is a podcast. This means you can watch it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, anytime you would like on Built for This Network on Spreaker.com. And then you can subscribe. As a matter of fact, give me 2 seconds, people. Give me 2 seconds. Left left the window open at Late Rent Loud Music Studios. And as I was saying, I apologize for the delay. You can go to Spreaker.com and find Built for This Network and find me and anybody who's on the network. And then you can subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or wherever you download your podcast. Do me a favor, if at all possible. Subscribe to YouTube right now. Hit the like, thumbs up, or thumbs down. If you don't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't be honest with me. Keep it real. Leave a comment, questions, concerns. You can also catch us live on Facebook. We're currently live on Facebook. We're currently live on YouTube. And we're currently live on Twitch. The End of the Bench on Twitch. TheEndOfTheBench.com. We're live there. Wherever you want to watch this at, you can interact with me, ask questions of my man who's about to come on, or participate live. Now, tonight, this is a good friend of mine. He's a little younger than me, but that don't mean anything. He got a story to tell. This is a good brother. He's a spiritual brother. We are in and out of conversation. Me and this brother won't talk for 6, 7, 8 months. And when we end our conversation, it's like we put a comment. I want you to understand that everybody has a story in this community. And I want all these stories to be told. A lot of people look at the West Side. When you're in Chicago, a lot of people look at the West Side of Chicago as a horrible, treacherous place. Those people on the West Side, what we're going to do is educate people from the West, from the South Side, the North Side, the East Side, where I am currently, and across the United States of America. And across the world, we have an international following. Allow me to introduce you to a good friend of mine. His name is Kirby. We call him Big Juice Alexander. What's good, brother?
What's good, Rap? How you feeling, man? How you feeling this evening?
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Same here, man.
Your name is Kerr?
It's a malfunction, man. You know.
I got you, good brother. I got you.
You know, I ain't used to being on the big screen, so
I got you. There you go.
I appreciate you, man. You know.
I could have put Big Juice there if you wanted me to. Now, how you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm actually feeling good, man. You know.
Okay.
Life has its ups and downs, but I make it, man.
Yeah, man. Man, life is a roller coaster.
Hey, man.
You're on for the ride. Hold your hands up when it's high. Hold tight when it's low. That's all. Now, with that being said, man, you know what? We're going to jump right into this, my good brother.
Let's go.
April 1977. It's the beginning of Kirby Alexander. Good. Those are good times for me. I was 7 years. Well, I was about to turn 7 years old. It's the crazy part. I just lost my grandmother 4 months before. The grandmother to me you always talk about.
Right.
4 months before that, I just inherited a cousin, Chris. 4 months before. She died at the beginning. He died. He was born at the end. He was born at the end in January. So, what was life like for Kirby Alexander in the beginning? Where were you at? Talk to me, bro.
Well, where was I at exactly? At the beginning, where they say I was in a hospital called Line In.
Oh, Line In? Talk to me.
Line In. But it's my old man say that's the University of Chicago on the South Side.
Oh, okay.
They changed the name, I guess, eventually.
Right.
To the University of Chicago.
I can dig that. Remember, UIC, from where we're from, used to be called Illinois Research.
I didn't
You ain't know that. I got you. I'm
here
with you.
Fun fact.
My man.
So yeah, from there, lived in the South Shore area till I was 4.
Okay.
You know, that was pretty cool because
any memories over there?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me. Let me hear something.
Put it like this: going through the South Shore area now, compared to remembering it to the age of 4, it's totally different in that area because back then, it was a lot of the European descent up there still out that way still too in the South Shore area because that's so close to the cultural center and right there by the lake you got the Jackson Park golf course, all of that, and that's when a lot of the high rises had the supermarkets up under them.
I remember that.
No more. You ain't got that in that area no more.
No. Because I live in one of those high rises, man. It ain't nothing super or no market over there.
No. Ain't none of that.
None of that.
Yeah, man. We was there till I was 4. What's that? 81. My mother, she was just about to have my baby sister.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And we moved to Ablahome. You know,
now, for those who don't know, those are the Chicago housing projects. Me and him both are from there. He was from a portion called the Village.
Yeah.
I was from a portion called the 16. See, what he didn't know for a long time, I was from 1209. He didn't know that me and he was like this, but he never knew I was from 1209. He thought we just was connected. Now we was connected.
Yeah,
Talk to me about them Ablahome, man. Talk to me about the Illville.
Oh man, that's I still my heart is over there, but I just just don't pass through as much. 81.
Okay.
81. That's when you had the old school cats and doing their thing, and that's when you would hear you see them washing their car. I was just thinking, a lot of them I ain't never see them going to the car wash back then. That's when they wash their cars at the fire hydrant. You know what I'm saying? With the big white walls and all that good stuff. And
now you thought she was big. Hey, that's how you knew who the super duper players were.
Yeah.
When they had that wrench, they pull that wrench out their car. None of that grips turning it on. They pull out that wrench and turn the fire hydrant on.
Oh, well, we had somebody that was inside the my grandmother lived in the dog houses. So that was right by the Gill School. Okay. So, it was a cat that was part of one of the families. He so happened to work for housing. Okay. So he didn't need that big alley wrench. He had the thing like the fire.
That's what I'm talking about. The little joint about this big, right?
Yeah, the twist joint. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he take the 2x4 with the tire and all that. So that was the water park right there on Truth. Truth and 14. That was the water park. Yeah. Talk to me, man. Yeah. So
talk to me. Let me know what was going on around that time, man.
Around that time, a lot of ball playing in the playground, Okay. Was around a lot of them, you definitely had the nefarious acts, but the difference was, it was a lot of ain't no kids over here. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of that. Structure, definitely. And also, if things went down, it was families letting being known it ain't cool to be out right now.
Talk to me about that, man. Tell me, describe that culture, because see, what I've noticed by talking to people all over the country, people think Chicago is the Wild West, right? And people on the West Side have the worst reputation. That's why I almost laugh. I literally chuckle to myself when I hear people like Charlemagne and other people like what's the other boy, DJ Academics, and all these people try to tell the world about Chicago, and they don't have a freaking clue. Talk to me about the street organizations. We're not gonna call them gangs because that's a social structure term.
Right.
We gonna talk to me about the street organizations on the west side of Chicago. And as you said, they were family friendly during that period.
Yeah, definitely family friendly during that period. I mean, you got to think it was so many big families over there, and a lot of them was like the next door neighbors' kids, and or whatever, and the next door neighbors and the next door neighbors, and it's just they had the ones that chose to play the game, and they was out there.
Hey man, you can't be speaking in this terminology,
okay?
Because everybody don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, when I mean play the game, live the street life.
Okay.
Live the street life, and it was still a sense of respect for those that wasn't a part of that.
Okay.
It's like one of them is that saying they ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well, you got this. Hey, man, when you're using these terms, you got to let people know.
We were the civilians. Then it's like they not in that. We're gonna let them know. Look, listen.
Keep talking.
Like, look, listen, it's going down. It ain't safe for your family to be out here. It's just best y'all stay in or whatever. And, you know, mothers and fathers respected that, you know. You was warned. That was the beautiful part about it. I mean, you know, but majority of the time, you know, it happened. But during that time, from what I can see, it was more fun times. It's just they warned you, like I said.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So when they warned you, ain't no going outside.
Mm. How would they warn you? I mean, I know. But...
well, how would they warn you? You know, they see you like I remember this one time. My mother bringing us in from school, going into my grandma's house right from a deal, and the cats that's doing their thing out there in the street saying, "Hey y'all, it ain't safe to be out here if y'all want to be outside. You know, there's probably going to be some shooting in a minute."
Mm.
And if it was, it's a good chance it went down. You know, but the innocent was warned, and the innocent was in the house. So that was a good thing, you know. It wasn't the thing about straight bullets like nowadays or whatever, you know. So it was definitely, and then you also when I think about it, you got to remember during that time, a lot of the cats that played the street, they parents and stuff was going to church or whatever. So before they was playing the streets, you know, you would see them, like a lot of them I would see go to service with like the next door neighbors and all that stuff. And then you'd be like, wow, now they in the streets or whatever. But however, it was just a sense of respect for the family, you know, because I mean, like I was checking out the show when y'all was talking about like the 70 neighborhood parties or whatever. I didn't experience that, but it's like they still had a lot of that gatherings, you know, like families would, like my grandmother lived next door to Miss Ellis. So it's like, what she cooked? My grandma ain't cooking. Go next door to Miss Pee-wee. She cooked. She gonna fix you a plate. You know what I'm saying? Or go up, or the neighbor across, you know, so it was.
Talk to me about some of them good times, man.
Oh man, them was some of the best times still when I think about them. Like I always tell you, when it came to the village, you had like all the ball players. So, you know, you take a Saturday and basketball players, a lot of basketball players come from there. So you take a Saturday out chilling with your guys, sitting on the monkey bars, watching the Vinnie McCants and the Melvin McCants and just to throw out some names, the
Joe Doherty,
the Joe Dohertys, whoever they running 5-on-5s. You playing, you know, that's back in the day. We didn't just sit in the swings. We stood in the swings and swung. You know, you took a risk though, standing in the swings and, you know, or trying to jump out it. You know, you probably get a neck broke or something. Or
tell me about that, man. Tell the folks about that. Let the people see what I want you to
Johnny do. Come across. You remember Johnny Come Across?
Man, paint the people a picture, brother.
Hey, Johnny Come Across. I was a fat boy, so you hated Johnny Come Across.
So what's Johnny Come Across?
Well, Johnny Come Across is like, you take, like, say if it's about 8 of us, and, you know, you playing the everybody say not it, but, you know, you put your foot there and play the any, mini, mighty, mo stuff, and whoever go last, you know, that's who it. And you be hoping it ain't you if you're a fat boy. Like, I don't want to chase nobody because I ain't finna catch nobody. But I also know it's a good chance I'm going to get tagged first. So I have to be in. So, you know what I'm saying? You definitely would hate that, but it was still fun, man. You know, it's what we done, man. We could be outside having a good time. You go from playing that to probably chilling for a while, or you be like, I'm tired of playing that, and go to playing running bases.
Talk to me, man.
Running bases is when you and a friend, three cats, both of them got a glove, and you in the middle. I hated that part. I always wanted to just throw, you know, why I got to do the, you know what I'm saying? the running back and forth. Y'all know I ain't finna get to the next base, but it is what it is. Now I was glad when they played football because I was always running somebody over. So that was my let's do that. Let's do that. Or dead man, pick them up. You know what I'm saying?
See,
that's like rugby. That's hood rugby. That's hood rugby. Dead man.
See, that's the funny thing. Cross Ashland, because we used to live in two sections of the neighborhood. You live from 800 to 1600, from 1600 to 2400. Everybody deemed that across Ashland.
Mm-hmm.
Cross Ashland, dead man pick 'em up was Johnny Come Across.
Was it?
Yes.
Wow. I never knew that, man.
Yeah,
knew that.
That was Johnny Come Across because you had the ball. Come on at us, Johnny, and you had to shake everybody out there till you got a touchdown, and then you ran back through. Johnny, come on across.
I always called that the hood rugby. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man, pick them up because everybody was on your heels.
Oh, yeah. You know, we called it both, but it yeah.
You go from that to playing kick the can. You know, kick the can. You put some rocks in the can, and it's a not it in a sense, but you got to be like, you got to go see who you can find. Go back and shake the can and see. I see HRap. But HRap got to beat me to the can. He got to kick it before I pick it up and shake it and say, I see HRap, all that. Or what other game, man? I remember. Shucks, there's so many of them.
Take your time, bro. You got time. I got as much time as you got.
The hide and go seek. Now, by my grandmother's house, they played it different. They would say, when you count to 10 or whatever, or 20, everybody go hide. But by my grandmother's house and by my house, it was played different, two different ways. By my crib, me and my buddies over there, we just went out and seek who we could find and tag them or whatever. But by my grandma's house, whoever was it, to find out where people was at, they would holler ice in the glass.
Kool-Aid.
That's it, baby. That's it, baby. Ice in the glass, Kool-Aid. That's it. And man, you know, there was some awesome times, man. For real. We made game. Wasn't no bat. We played stick ball, baby. You get that old broomstick. Man, if we couldn't play dodgeball, man, it was a time, man. If we ain't had no ball for dodgeball, man, we throw a frisbee at you. You know that's crazy. Yeah. Throwing a frisbee at you, man.
Yeah.
So, and when you think about it, man, that frisbee was whacking people, giving them knots and everything.
I don't remember nobody getting injured with the frisbee, bro.
Man, I've seen a few people get hit in their face, man, with that frisbee. If you ain't nobody trying to throw the frisbee so correct, you just trying to get somebody out, man.
Yeah. I mean, I never seen nobody get hit with the frisbee.
Or if you got a good bite and you want to take a chance, we know we had one of I say this, I don't know how long ESPN had Extremes, but the ramps are gone now on Harris and Morgan. We call that dead man curve, baby.
And you know the crazy part about that?
What's that? We
was playing with all of us, Cross Ashland and Ville. We was we were all calling that dead man curve, right?
Right.
Nobody never realized that was a damn insane asylum.
That was?
Yes. That was a mental institution, Jack.
I never knew that, man. Do you know I thought that mental institution was?
What?
Right there on Ashland, in between whatever street that is before you get to the hospital right off Taylor.
Yes, bro. That's the building. That's one big giant building.
No, but that's
the back of the building.
No.
Dead man Kurt, yes. I'm
talking about Harrison and Morgan down the street from UIC, the pavilion.
Oh.
See, back there.
Back there.
Yes.
Okay.
You remember they had them real tall, steep, different.
Know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
Was the name of that spot called Isby, something like that?
That's the name. I hate to call. I was going to call it what we used to call it. We used to call it the Nut House, Jack.
Man,
that's what I'm talking. That's the back of the then.
But see, no, that's over there by that like Lutheran church you talking about. The cathedral.
You talking about down the street from the patio.
See, no, not Dead Man Curve. Not the Dead Man Curve that I'm guessing I'm talking about. I'm talking about right off Morgan and Harrison.
Okay,
It ain't even
I remember
no
that one. No, I remember that one too. Yes. Marcus Stewart took me down there once.
Yeah.
I tore up, man, I fell off that thing, man, because it was nothing but concrete. Man, I knocked from here to about right here was nothing but white meat.
Hey man, listen. Everybody everybody that lived like, even though my grandmother lived in the dog houses, but I lived in the dog houses right by the swimming pool on Loomis and Washington.
Yeah.
So all my buddies over there is like whoever we would go find like pieces like bikes, go find bikes, and for those who didn't have a bike,
put it together.
We pieced that bike together for them to. Man, it was the young lady named Terry, man, one of the friends we grew up. She was a tomboy. She went to Dead Man Curve on one of them pieced together bikes. She came back.
Super shaky.
What?
Brakes super shaky.
Wasn't no brakes when she called herself going down. One of the cats named Tony, grandparents had just bought him one of them Dino Craft 10 speeds that everybody was getting from either Zaz or Kmart. I remember that because my old man
43rd and Ashland.
My old man went in there and bought me one $72. I'll never forget the price. Dino Craft, Jack.
Hey, no. When your family really thought when you really thought they was shy, they stop over on 35th and Ashland at the Schwinn joint and get you one for $100.
Oh, well, see, my oldest sister to me still had the best bike. I didn't like the color, but I liked the bike. She had the Huffy with the long, not the banana seat, but the long, thick seat.
With the fat joint in the back.
Yeah, the fat joint in the back. Two people somebody else can ride.
Yeah.
So, I used to love that joint. I would get off my old man. That's when my old man bought me a BMX. It was cool. But it wasn't better than one of my buddies that had the Murray with the mag tires.
I was just about to say the Murray with the mags, because remember they had that on the Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah, but it really was something when they came out with the freewheel on the dirt bikes. Whoever had the freewheel, man, it was like you bought a Benz, man.
Yeah. You was shy.
You had a Tesla.
Yeah, that was a Tesla.
That was a Tesla, baby.
Hey, man, this cat, you probably know him, cross-ass named Chubby. Dark-skinned, heavy cat. His parents used to always get him a Stingray, Jack. He used to get a red Stingray every year.
Wow.
That boy was legendary. Oh, wait a minute. Then he would go get the joint. He would get the flat tire on the back tire. It would be regular tire, but it'd be flat. He could wheelie that joint from Ashland to wherever he wanted to.
Hey, man. So I grew up next to 1440 West 13th Street. I think that's building A or B because, it was two 1440 high-rise buildings. Man, we had some cats out of there, man. Joe, they was like wheelie specialists where they would take the front tire off.
Ooh, that's when you knew you was shy.
And walk it down the whole lane. I was like, so we had extreme games, man.
Yeah.
We done invented it, man. We the inventors, man. At the end of the day, man.
Indeed. All right, man. You got your slick rides. We got the good games. Talk to me about school, man. You down there at Medill, second best school in the area,
Well, you better stop it, man.
Second best school in the area. You already know. Everybody know what was Cross Ashland, man. I ain't even gonna get into that, man. Proceed.
Well, it was really on Damon, so it wasn't even Cross Ashland.
Yeah, but no, it was on. It stopped at Damon.
Well, you had to go across Ashland to get to it, I guess.
Right.
Anyways,
Still cross ash.
But still, a lot of them came over to Medea too.
No. Once she went to Happy Rock, wasn't no returning.
Man, please, man, wasn't nothing like the big building or the small. Well, we had two Medeas.
It was
Ethan
Allen and Gladstone. Tell your story, man.
So you had the white building, which was the little building we called it, which because it was little. You had the big building. Right, you know, it was like what the little building went from like I want to say like
I think it was like 6th grade, 5th or 6th.
No. The little building went from, I don't want to say Head Start. I want to say maybe.
Oh, the little white building they turned into a high school.
Yeah. I think it went from like maybe kindergarten because it wasn't Head Start or preschool. I started there first grade, man. First grade, Miss Scully.
Okay.
Remember like yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Miss Scully. A lot of my friends that I still used to. Yeah, that was her name though, for real. I never thought about it like that, but cut it out with that name. But yeah, a lot of my friends, I'm still like my brothers, man. I call them that. My brothers, still connected with to this day. Started out in Miss Scully class, for real. A lot of them, my buddy Mario, my buddy Tariq, my buddy Vale, few of the ladies I see every now and then, or we friends on social media, but started there. Some of second grade, a little bit, and then no, I take that back. Second grade is when my mother and father separated.
You want to talk about that or no?
I don't mind talking about that. They separated because we fast forward a lot of things anyway, but I guess we'll get back to them.
Whatever you want to. It's your story, man.
Yeah, you know, they separated, but I mean, when they separated, it wasn't like I still didn't see him. I seen him every day still.
Right.
When they separated, when he first separated, we left. We went to Woodstock, Illinois.
Talk to me about Woodstock, Illinois. Most black people don't even know Woodstock, Illinois exists.
It's in McHenry County. It's a northwest rural area part of Illinois, you know, up there by Rockford. Matter of fact, it's before Rockford.
Down the street from Wisconsin.
Well, I guess you could say that. You know,
it is. It's closer to Wisconsin than Chicago.
Oh, definitely that. I'll say that because every time I've driven to the Dells, that's the route you got to take. So
yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, definitely that. That was cool, man, because we got there in what? I want to say like maybe 85. And yeah, because we was there. I watched the Super Bowl out, as a matter of fact. So we got there in 85.
How was that? We go from what they call the projects, but we just
to the farm. From the projects to the farm.
Yeah, talk to
farm,
me.
Buddy.
We ain't call it the projects, it's the hood.
Well, it went from the hood projects to literally the farm.
Wow. Talk to me, man.
I'm talking about we had two farms, had a north farm and a south. Well, one of my uncle, God rest his soul, he ended up being a facilitator for a camp that was like all year round. But you know, in the summertime, they would have 2 week sessions with a lot of, it was for the inner city youth in the summertime. They would have 2 week sessions. Then they would have family camp where like during the fall, different families. And it would be like a lot of, I want to say, from how I think about it now, a lot of single mothers that was probably in shelters or whatever would come up there during the fall, and they would let them and their kids come up there and experience that. You know, they had cabins and all that type of stuff. They had a food hall, and my uncle was a facilitator there. You know,
how was that?
Actually, man, I put it like this. I wish I had the finances where I could do something like that, because that was government funded.
Okay.
I wish I had the money to do something like that, because but I would do it two ways. I would bring the inner city there, and I would take the rural kids to the inner city. Because they both need to see the differences and the similarities that we have.
You know what? That's why they probably stopped that, man. Because see, what they didn't know, hip hop was gonna bring them back together. But when you got something like that, that eliminates that foolish mentality that both groups have, black people and white people, because white people ain't this and black people ain't that. And then when you come out to one of them farms and those people interact,
exactly,
it's over. Because I still remember my grandmother. She went as far northwest as you, but she was in Elgin. She used to run. My grandmother was a property manager, right? And I remember going out there, and for the very first time in my life, see, people don't realize how segregated Chicago is.
Yes.
So for the very first time, I got to hang out with. I still remember this. We lived in this high-rise building. Well, she managed it. We would go there for the weekend with my grandma. And it was this little white boy. First time I ever seen first time I ever seen somebody with blue eyes in my life. You know, I've seen white people, but he my size, and his name was Billy. And then and my sister, she used to always say, Billy, what color are your eyes? He would go, blue. And I'm like, wow, this dude got blue eyes. And it was like, damn, you got blue. What's wrong with you? So, yeah. So finish telling me about that, bro.
Well, yeah, man, like you were saying, that was really a melting pot, too, because like I said, even though you had a lot of the inner city youth, you had from the Latino community. So you got, because it went from like the age of 6 all the way up to the age 14 could go. Okay. You had. Then here's another thing. The counselors, you had them from the city and from other countries. So they was exchange students, but in the summertime was there being counselors. So you learned the whole world in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Every summer.
Wow.
You learned about the whole world. You may have had a counselor from Spain. He teaches you about Spain. You may have one from a country in Africa, or somebody from Sweden. And it was something, man. A lot of besides my aunt, my uncle's wife, a lot of the other counselors was always like, not counselors, but like when it came to the swimming part, it was either from Germany or whatever, or Sweden. You know, great people. I'm talking about from whatever country you can just about think of. They had exchange students there being counselors, and even from the city too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us blacks from the city was there. You know what I'm saying? Being counselors in the summertime for kids, and some of them, even some of the kids, come out of like close to the area where I was living at there. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, everybody got a chance to see. Wow.
You know what? I think I might have gone to that.
It was called Pleasant Valley Outdoor Center.
I remember my mother sending me to something like that for 2 weeks.
It was called Pleasant Valley Outdoor Center, man. PVOC, man. Straight up.
But you know what? That explains a lot about you, because unlike most people who are from Chicago, you don't just sit on the west side. You don't just sit on the south side. You currently reside on the north side. But you a dude who's always like, anytime I say, hey, Juice, I'm about to bust a move. You want to come over here? Most people be like, oh, no, I ain't going over there. Like the time we went to Kendra party.
Yeah, on Campbell. I still think
on Campbell. Yeah.
You a wild boy.
hey, man, this ain't about me, man. This is about you.
I know.
We ain't gonna do that.
But you showed me a good time still.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But like, that's Inglewood. Right. 99 out of 100 people in Chicago. I ain't gonna say 99. But 95 out of 100 people in Chicago, or 90 out of 100 people in Chicago, they just said, I ain't going to Inglewood. And you was like, when we leaving? And me and you done kicked it in Hyde Park, which is no dangerous area. That's a little frou-frou, you know what I'm saying? But anytime I'd ask you, hey man, I'm finna hit this north side, you be like, hey, when you leaving? I'm like, now. Well, let me park. Can I ride with you? And so that helps me understand why you've always had that mentality. Well, let me check it out. Yeah. And that's a salute to you for that, bro. Because I said, man, most people in Chicago, they ain't trying to go. I'm on the west side. Far south as I'm going is home run in 35th Street.
Yeah. I remember that. I remember the Hyde Park party too, man. You and Big Illinois coming there. Like y'all,
like we own the joint, man.
Like shake it down or something. I'm looking at my man's like, what's up with him tonight, man? You know,
man, we sat out and
yeah.
You know, like I said, man, this ain't about me, man.
No, it ain't. You know, but it was a good time, man. Yeah, definitely.
You gotta walk in there like this, man. Yeah.
All right, man, take it easy. But anyway,
okay.
But out there in Woodstock, that was cool, man, because I mean, out of nowhere, man, I went from playing, like I say, the Johnny come across us and not eat to having to go into the chicken coop now. To having to feed sheep. Yeah, to having to like the first time I'll never forget when I had to, I'm like, how y'all gonna, they like, yeah, we got the motor cow pasture. I'm like, man, there's too much manure out there. Y'all gonna mess up the. I didn't know what they do though is connect the sheep fence, the sheep fence, connected to the pasture. Send the sheep over in there, put all the horses and cows inside the barn, and let the sheep run wild. Okay. You come back the next morning, you swear the lawn been mowed.
Let me ask you a question. This might be a little advanced for you.
Go ahead.
I got onto this when I was about 19. Well, were y'all cow tipping?
Cow tipping.
Okay. When you get older and dumber, and you in them rural areas,
right?
And you got a dumb enough homeboy. He listening. I know he listening. You go out to where they kick the cows at, and like you say, you almost in the midst of all this manure. You're trying to step around it, and you know cows sleep standing up.
Yes, they do.
So you push one over, you might not. They fall like dominoes. But if you miss, you land in manure.
Right. No, we didn't do that because I didn't have buddies. Cause it wasn't no blocks, nothing like that, man. I lived on a farm, right? Literally. Man, I walked a half a mile dirt road every morning to a school bus, gravel road, Jack.
Oh, talk to me, man. How was school out there?
Dean Street, man. I still remember it like yesterday, man. Dean Street, right down the street from where the square at where Bill Murray did Groundhog's Day. Yeah, right down the street, man. It was cool, man. It was cool, man. I mean, you know, still remember both of the teachers, Miss Porter, Miss Bach. You know what I'm saying? Miss Porter, she was sweeting. Miss Bach, she was just a lady. She was cool though. The principal, Dr. Buzz, I remember him. I remember the first day I was there.
What grade is this?
Second grade.
Okay.
Second grade. You know, they gave you break. See, I wasn't coming out of Medill, a lot of this stuff, wasn't no packing lunch going to Medill.
You in the lunchroom.
You had the lunchroom, you had the tray. But they had that too. They had that too.
Finger cookies.
They had that too. But here's the deal. Like, they had break times in between in class where like I didn't know nothing about break. I didn't even bring a lunch, but they had like the lunchroom still. But then like they had like where you get break time and the kids get a snack. they go to their lunch box or whatever in the hallway and I guess those that didn't, they already had like paper bag or something. So I'm like, damn, they got care packages and everything like that for you. Hey, and this in between class sessions at second grade, man. You in one class, but they give these breaks. You know what I'm saying? And you out in the hallway. It was me and two other cats that was black in that school at that time.
Just y'all only three black people in the whole get down?
In the whole get down. And during the time I was there. Okay,
stop right there. Were you ever uncomfortable?
First day.
Okay.
Very first day. So I'm in the hallway doing break time with them, and we looking out the window, and you got the big water tanks with the name of the town or whatever. You looking at it, and I'm reading. But you want to know what you that young, you spelling out words then and all that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, Woodstock. And the white boy turned around to me and said, yeah, and you can't live here.
Wow.
Name was Chris. Remember like yesterday. However, me having a smart older sister and my uncle, from the village, was out there in the rural area. So, he always kept his hand on something if somebody needed something. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't know about, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I didn't know till I got older that the part where this boy lived at was Section 8. Well, my sister told me, boy, that was Section 8 there? Because I thought these townhouses cold-blooded with the back slide doors. I'm like, why we got to go back to the farm? Why we can't stay here? You know what I'm saying? But I get over there because the two black boys, my uncle knew they mother or whatever. My uncle, he was a smooth cat before he got with his wife, whatever, maybe, I don't know. But they was good friends. And I went over there and I seen him. I said, like, man. And then, I'm looking at him. Then I see his mama and all of them. I'm like, y'all ain't like y'all living too right. Mama looking like she looking for the hit. You know what I'm saying? But fast forward, I kind of when I peeped that his mama was black getting blasted and seeing that, man, you really, Chris, you come to school hungry a lot, Jack. You need to watch what you say, homie. I almost kind of like I was that young too, 8 years old. So, you letting that go past you. We kind of became kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? I guess he not knowing no better, probably, fathers, growing up in the house.
People teach you that because you don't.
Yeah.
His thing is hate.
Right. He young. He young. I'm young. So you don't know no better. Mm-hmm. It's what you being taught in the house. You know what I'm saying? So, got past that, it got cool, whatever. But yeah, Dean Street was cool, man. Dean Street was real cool. You had music. See, this music classes and all that. And we ain't had none of that of a deal. The only thing you had was gym and library. You had gym and library. You went to the library, you went to gym. But in this, I'm like, man, they got it laid out here. I'm liking them parts. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it was.
Hey, Fly Top said when you cow tipping, you better make sure there ain't no bull out there. Yeah, that bull be on your ass like funk on a bomb. I'm telling you.
They had a bull, but I will say also, I was kind of a little educated in a sense to farms because, like my old man being from the South, he did a lot of hunting when I was a little boy, hunting wild game. So I went hunting with him a lot of mornings. You know what I'm saying? Going rabbit and squirrel hunting.
Okay.
All of that, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of accustomed, but I wasn't accustomed to doing farm chores and stuff. So that kind of like, whoa. And my uncle was serious about that. No, come on. I remember the first time he took me into a chicken coop and told me, put your hand, get. I'm like, and that chicken peck, I'm like, man, I can't do this. He went right up under there, snatching my. I'm like, man, your hand's bigger than mine. I'm like, man, this ain't what I do, huh? You know, let me go feed the sheep. I see they like when the corn, I can put my hand. Well, I gotta go put my hand up under the. They in there fighting the chickens. I'm like, I gotta get up out of here, man. I can't do this, huh? You got used to it though. You got accustomed, man. So
let's take one step back. Music class. What was your favorite instrument? What was your favorite part about music class?
Beating on the drums, man.
The drums.
You know, just banging the drums. It wasn't like I had no rhythm to them. Just, you know.
Yeah, I've seen you dance. I know you ain't got no rhythm.
Or they give you the sticks to clack back and forth, something like that. You know. But you know, it was cool, man. You know, that's when the music teacher, you know, she played the piano and all that. And this when the Bears was a winning team then. So, you know, she playing a song, the Chicago Bears
song. Down song?
Yeah. You know, all that. So, you know, that's when, you know, they would have team spirit at school. Everybody had to come to school with orange and blue on, you know, all of that. You know, my cool buddy was all white. So Ryan, this cat named Ryan, parents went and got him all the Bear gear. You know, my mom was like, you better put that blue t-shirt on.
You better be happy with what you got.
Man, you better be happy with what you got. Ain't no Bears finale around here, Jay. You better go let them know you know the Bears shuffle. You know how to rap that.
Over there and sing the Super Bowl shuffle, they ain't gonna know.
Right. Yeah. When I did that for them, I was cool. I like we don't hear Better Al no more. We don't hear Kirby kick the Super Bowl shuffle.
Oh, you a star in the hood.
I was a star in the hood then, you know.
Okay. How long were you out there, man?
Man, I was out there. We left. We was for a year and a half.
Okay. That's a good amount of time too.
Because
that's kind of put down some roots.
Yeah, for a year and a half. Because
Okay.
we came back.
Hold on. I got a question.
Go ahead.
When you came back, did you miss anybody?
In the city or there?
No. From Woodstock. Was you?
Oh yeah. You got to understand. I built relationships.
Right.
I built relationships. So yeah, man. You know, put it like this. We went right back to the project, that same crib, because my old man was there holding down the crib.
The hood.
Till my mama got back. You know, she told him
no
we got
project,
back.
Man, it's the hood.
Well, the hood. The Abla Home CHA.
There you go. Chicago. We moved back to Chicago Housing Authority. We ain't living no project. We ain't no rats.
No, we not no rats. But we moved back. Because put it like this. The crib we were staying in, you know, like, because my mother had moved there and she was one of the cooks there. You know, my mother,
Okay.
She got all her papers in culinary. Mm-hmm. So my uncle had told her, you know, well, we need some help on the campsite anyway with cooks.
Okay.
So, you know, they gave you free board, free room, free housing. Because on this campsite, they had about probably 20 houses on this campsite.
Oh, that's dope.
And you can pick which house you want to stay in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So the house we stayed in was like maybe a 4-bedroom.
Oh, okay. So
I go back, you know, you got to remember.
Oh, so you went from being from ashy to classy.
Went from a 2-bedroom.
Right.
Sharing one with 2 sisters to now having my own. A year and a half going right back to share with my sister.
Like, now I got to share again.
Oh, man. And then it was so cool there. My mama didn't need a car because this campsite, they had about 10 cars.
Okay.
As long as you had license, they were insured. You could drive any car wherever you wanted to go in the country.
Right, in the area.
Yeah, no, in the country of USA.
Oh.
Long as you was a part of that campsite and you worked for them, and they know you was bringing it back, which car you taking? Yeah, they had a fleet of different cars.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. Because I remember before I went there, we went there, and my uncle would always come in, this car, that car. I'm like, man, Uncle got a lot of cars. Till I get there, like, Oh, okay. Okay.
But he still got a lot of cars.
Yeah, you still got a lot of cars because everybody couldn't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's
yeah,
when life
man.
was more simple.
That's
Okay,
when
you
life
back in the hood?
Back. I come back inside of third grade.
What year was that?
What year was that?
8 years old. Or 6, 7, 8. That's 8 years old. So that's 86. Oh, you come back when it's hot as fish grease.
I get back in like March.
85, 86.
Yeah, we watched the Super Bowl, so I take that back. I get back in 87.
Oh, you got back in 87.
I got back in 86. No. I got
Super
back.
Bowl is in January 86.
Right. So, that's still a school year. That's my second grade school year.
Right.
So we get back in 87. Matter of fact, I take that back. No. 87.
Okay.
Like 87.
My senior year in high school.
Get back in 87.
Okay, after you heard all the news
No. If
about.
my sister graduated we got back in 86 then.
Okay.
We got back in 86. Because my sister graduated in 87.
Okay.
She graduated 8th grade in 87.
Okay.
So we get back in 86, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, so it's in 1986, the village was
paid in full days.
Yeah, it wasn't the old days. Talk to me, man.
Now it's the paid in full era. The jogging suits and the beepers.
And the Blake Masters. I ain't gonna say their name.
Well, that's why I say the paid in full era,
Mm-hmm.
They dress like that what we see in New York, but they don't know they was doing the same thing here. You know what I'm saying? In Chicago.
Fila suits.
The fila suits, whatever, the big ropes, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? New York, New York had they whoever, and we had our whoever's, just the one spoke about,
How shocking was it to see? Because I remember those times. I can remember. I'm gonna hit you with some names that I know you know. Like I remember coming down there hanging with Drac and Vamp and what's this one dude named Doc? I think it was his name.
I'm terrible with names now, man.
Oh, okay.
I got terrible with names now, man. I done got real terrible for some reason.
Because those Simeon and Marcus, like we family now.
Yeah. I done got super terrible with names. People like, man, I be like, I gotta see their face now, man.
Yeah. I'm like that too. I gotta if I wasn't rocking with you.
Yeah,
I remember coming down there. I was talking about, dude, that thing changed. It felt like it changed overnight because freshman year in high school, I'm down there with Sam, Sumatro, Yancey, Marcus. And by senior year, it was pistol playing and it was going down. I know you remember he used to be in the shop, Rico.
Man, cool with my uncle. I'm about to give you when you was telling me what did I see. This was this was our paid in full era.
Yes, the paid. We just gonna call them the paid in full boys.
Yeah, it was our paid in full era in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And never forget, man. My mother's youngest brother. He live in Texas now. Him and his wife, they're doing pretty good too, man. My grandmother, that mom had a big old beeper.
Mm-hmm.
He was wearing the all the jogging suits, everything. My grandmother say, "What you doing with that? You ain't a doctor."
They knew too.
They knew. You ain't a doctor. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just looking like, man, this nigga be fresh. But I knew what time it was because everybody outside I knew what they was doing. And I had to, it wasn't like I was going to say, well, grandma, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just had to put the straw in your mouth and be quiet.
Because this the same uncle I told you. Put it like this. If we rewind before the paid in full era, it's the same uncle I told you. When my grandmother had the Technique system with the big 12-inch woofers.
Talk to me about them stereos in back in the day.
So this the uncle, the first when they say first time you fell in love with hip hop, he had two of his buddies upstairs, and I'm downstairs. I'm downstairs chilling, and I hear the Sucker MCs beat, and then I hear that Ron go into that. I'm like, I go in the room when he leave outside. I can't find the record to play. I'm like, damn. He lead the album out with the artist that made the AEIOU. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. And he had the Sucker MC, Run DMC, and the Doom Dada right. Them the ones I want to bump. You know what I'm saying?
But what he come back in the house and tell you,
sit your ass down. Sit your ass down.
Exactly. Exactly. But yeah, man, the same uncle, man, my grandmother, I told you, I had all like what was like, I think I said like 82, 83. You know, I would have all the Christmas time, majority of the presents was mine. You know, I was the pick back then of the letter of my grandma. So, you know, me and my cousins, we looking up under the tree seeing the two who. You ain't want to care who it was from. The two just meant to you. You need your name after the two. Two Kirby or whatever, two Juice. So you counting them names like, let me see how many two Juices up under there, two Kirbys. You know what I'm saying? I need to see the ratio. You know what I'm saying? See if I'm going to have the most bust downs. You know what I'm saying around here. Hey, man. My grandma now.
she had to look back. She coming?
Alfred was over there.
Uh-uh.
So my grandma now, man, they get him the big LL boombox.
Oh.
Cause this one, you know, I ain't got no children of my own, so you know, we could get up around 12 or 1 o'clock and open your presents. He got the strap where he can walk around with it.
Ooh, he wicked.
I'm like, he wicked. I'm looking like,
Y'all know Westside Raheem.
Y'all know I like rap too. So I want to see what y'all got me on the music side. And they got me the recorder that they wanted Rerun to wear to bootleg the Doobie Brothers, man. I'm like, this is a recorder. This is not no. But I paid them back when my auntie had kids and they had the Teddy Ruxpin. I would take the Teddy Ruxpin tape out and throw rap in there. I want Teddy Ruxpin rapping right now. You know what I'm saying? Let's make Teddy rap. Let's make Teddy do some rapping, man.
Okay. Finish telling me about your uncle though.
Oh man,
he killing the game. He killing
the game, man. Uncle Chris killing the game, man. He was once a ball player. You know what I'm saying? You know, Kahoot, all of that. So you know, of course, you know the hazel eyes. So he was the ladies' man. He was the ladies' man, with them hazel eyes. So it wasn't. You know, whenever he was in the crib, it was somebody knocking on the door for him too. Is Chris there? I'm like, damn, here he go again. He the man. You know what I'm saying? He the man. Go up in they come in, go up in the room, door closed. Oh, no party over. You know. And they leaving. Yeah, a little bit of that to the ear. But it was always, you know, somebody go outside and play.
Take your ass outside.
Yeah. But and that's the difference now. You had a lot of that, but you could go do that back then. You know, because the only game back then was ColecoVision and Atari.
You was sharp if you had a ColecoVision.
Man, what?
Sharp.
Man, one of my buddies, man, God rest his soul, man. His uncles and them had the ColecoVision.
No. Hey, you were super sharp if you had the Atari 5200.
Now, my cousins, they lived in Rogers Park.
Okay.
They had the Atari 52. We had the Atari 26.
Yeah, I had the 26 too.
I had the 26, man. And it took a long time It took a very long because the 2 cartridges that came with it was Pac-Man and Combat.
Yeah.
Combat had like 26 boards on there.
Yeah. You could play Combat. You can still be playing Combat now.
You can play Combat from 12 o'clock in the morning to 12 p.m.
And you ain't gonna get through half of it.
Ain't gonna get through half of it because one board can take you forever. You know what I'm saying? Man, that was a time, man. But as time went on, like we say, that paid in full era came.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And,
let me tell you about that paid in full era because I'm in high school at that point.
Right, you their age.
Yeah, I'm their age because me and Reek went to Westinghouse. Me, Reek, and Vern Dandridge. I went. We used to live in 1209, so my mama used to send me. Used to go to summer school not as a punishment. It was you gonna learn something every day of your life. You gonna learn something, right? So that's why I met Reek and Vern Dandridge. I bumped back into him because all us go to Westinghouse. And he the same Reek he was in fucking 5th or 6th grade. 10 billion jokes. He talk about you like a dog and make you laugh at yourself. Vern was funny. I was funny, but I wasn't Rico funny. And one day we come over Reek crib. And he had, you ready? I got one for you.
Go ahead.
He had the DVD. Look at me, DVD. He had the VHS tape for Fritz the Cat. So yeah, that's like cartoon porn.
Wow.
And he put it on. And I was like, hey, man, I wish I had a copy. These people had so much cake. Now, this is when VCRs were costing like $500.
I remember them days.
Rico goes and get a brand new VCR, unhook it up, and dub me a copy as we watch.
Wow.
Here comes the best part. You could take that one home. I'm like, bro, my mama ain't finna let me bring no $500 piece of equipment in her house. Because back then, if you showed up with a VCR, you also had a beeper.
You also had a beeper.
Yeah.
And you hit the tracks.
Oh, yeah, or hit the tracks. Yeah, you had to hit the tracks.
For real. Definitely that. For real.
He was finna give me a VCR right there because he lived in Jane Addams, which was across the street.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that as much. Because see, at that time, I was living on Cedric Street. And remember the 37 bus used to go down Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
That bus dropped me off in front of my house.
Mm.
It wasn't even an opportunity for me to get robbed. No, I'm not kidding, Juice. I get off the bus and walk right in the house.
Wow.
And I remember, as you mentioned earlier, while I was at Reed crib, the paymasters went, stay in the house. And Reek was like, yeah, hey, fam, you got to stay.
Yeah.
And then they went, coast is clear.
Coast is clear, man.
And then I went home.
It was a level of respect, like I said.
Yeah.
It was a level of respect, man. Because most of them, like I said, that was doing it, your grandmama watched them. It was like it was like the neighbor's sons and stuff. So it's like they knew to respect Miss Such and Such.
Yeah.
Such and such.
Well, look, check it out, Juice. This is my thing right here. I used to love to see this. A cat smoking a square or something, and Miss Uchi come on through. He cuffing square. He been a kid for people that day. Hey, Miss Jackson, let me help you with your bags.
Yeah.
It was real.
It was like that. That's why I say, remember in the beginning, I told you, during them times, if you wasn't of age, it was like ain't no kids over here.
Ain't no kids over here, man. Go on down there.
You looking at us as superstars, but you still can't be over here with us.
You can't be with us. Hey, what was the? I bet you don't know the line they used to use.
I don't.
Catch up with your crowd, boy.
I started hearing that late.
Yeah, catch up with your crowd.
Catch up with your crowd. I started hearing that late, man. I got one of my buddies that put me up on that. Catch up with your
What you over
crowd.
here for? Catch up with your crowd. Nah, you don't do this.
Yeah.
Go play some basketball. Catch up with your crowd.
Yeah. Ain't no kids over here, man.
Ain't no kids over here. You ain't selling nothing. You ain't holding nothing.
Yeah.
You ain't doing nothing.
You ain't doing nothing.
Go play some ball. And you better get some good grades. If your mama, I know you heard this. If your mama tell me your grades ain't right, I'm at you.
Right, man. So it was a lot of love still, man, for one another, man.
Let me ask you this, Juice. You 7, 8 years old at this point, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does that look? See, I'm damn near an adult. I'm 1 year off adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
You 7 years behind me. You 10.
Right, I'm 10.
You 10. What does that look like as a 10-year-old?
Well, put it like this. For me, growing up in the hood, and I was always, I'm a second generation hip hop fan. So seeing them cats dressed like what I see in the videos,
right,
it's fascinating.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? That fascinated me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? To see, like I had a cousin, God rest his soul. The man had every different color pair of shell toes.
He was killing
it. Lived in Rogers Park.
Hey, I was about to say, was he at the folk store? Yo, homie.
He lived in Rogers Park. But when he come to the village, getting off that Blue Island bus, you might see him come through one day with the green and white shell tone, red and white shell tone, black and white, every color. Messed me up when he had the all green with the white shell tone. I was like, you for real.
I know where he got them from on Sheridan up under the L.
It's a possibility because that's where they was at. They was all up there, for real.
I know that.
So I'm
what
like,
what was the name of that joint? I'll think of it in a second. I can't think of it, but
I don't even know, man.
They had the exclusives there, man.
Yeah, they was, back,
Sheridan and Urban Park, Jack.
Back then I used to call Rogers Park Baby New York.
Everybody did.
You know what I'm saying? Because
the whole north side. Because
when it like, and I don't want to go far, but when it got in the 90s and I was into when we started going to hip hop shows and all that, it's like we wanted to ride the red line and go north.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like we can do some tagging and all of that. Plus, I had a buddy that went to CN High School. So, it was.
Hey, boy, let me tell you something. I used to do the tagging, right? Me, my crew, TSP, Tran, Poing, Fontaine. Salute to my man Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
Spell his name. He spelled Phantom with a PH, so we started calling him Fontaine.
Right.
But we used to all tag. Years later, I'm working for the CTA. We in the tunnels, and everybody is wondering, yo, B, why are you so comfortable? I'm like, I don't know. I'm lying, of course. Didn't I walk past one of my tags? I was like,
and I don't know still to this day, but back then riding north under the when you go under, you still had a lot of murals as you riding up under that. A lot of people, if you ain't paying attention,
you ain't paying attention, you don't see
a lot of old early 80 murals and stuff up under there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I remember my cousins now would get back late to my grandma's house.
Muddy as hell.
Be dirty, talking about, man, we had to hide up under the trains and all that. So me going from watching Raymond to these cats really doing it. I'm watching the beat streets and all that. Like, man, I got the Raymond type cats and stuff in the crib with me. You know what I'm saying? I got them writing stuff. I'm trying to trace it, but I could never get it down pat. You know what I'm saying?
It was just a matter of practice. The dude who was doing it the greatest on the north side, he just came home 2 years ago, man. It's this dude named Warp. I swear to God.
I always seen that Warp somewhere.
Warp. Yeah, man. Warp was cold. Warp was insane. Let me tell you something, Juice. I wish they had camera phones then. Warp put on this wall right before the train. Graffiti groove.
My thing was, how was he getting up so high on billboards and stuff?
I don't know how he did that one.
You know them billboards that's on the big on them poles, not the ones that's like you on top of a building.
Oh no, you can climb up those. You climb up those.
And then like you will see his mirror, like you'll see some of his mirrors if you ever on the 55 going past Damon.
Yeah.
Like you get off and you see, you're like, how do you get up on them cellars up there, whatever? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know how he was doing that.
So yeah, you still got a lot of stuff out here. You look up and be like, man, it's still up there.
Hey, he just did a dime.
Wow. Yeah, man.
What was cold?
Yeah, but that paid for era, that's when you started seeing the neighborhood started changing drastically. Like, for instance, you know, those that's probably watching every season of Snowfall. We lived in Snowfall. So it's like we see it, but it's like we
it's in slow motion to us.
It's in slow motion to us. So for those that didn't grow up that weren't around in that time, it's like, wow, you know. But it's like we lived that. You even had your uncles and aunts that got high, whatever, started smoking the crack, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Went from partying, from snorting to started smoking the crack, you know what I'm saying? So
actually they went from weed drinking parties to some damn happy sticks.
Wet daddies, because you walk down Hastings, that's all you smelt.
Yeah.
You smelt it. As soon as you walk down Hastings, that was in the air.
That was in the air, man. And then that's when the crack snuck up on you. I would never forget, you know, everybody used to congregate at Gladstone. Remember, even y'all would even come down there.
Yeah.
It'd be a bunch of people across Ashland come down there. I don't know what it was about Gladstone.
They used to have a few tournaments.
Oh yeah, the Gladstone tournament was the greatest tournament on the west side. One of the best tournaments on the west side.
There's a few tournaments down there.
And this is when I knew it was getting bad. It's about 1985. And I ain't gonna say her whole name because somebody might be watching it. Her name was Net. I mean, Net was that girl. You know, every block had that one girl that everybody was checking out. Even when you was a little boy, you was like, "Oh, she pretty."
Yeah, that was down in the village too.
Yeah, oh yeah. Every block from Halsted to Western, from Roosevelt to 14th Street, every block had that one girl that everybody was checking out. And Net was that girl, bruh. That's the first time. The happy stick is the first time I seen a naked woman. Net walked through the playground and went and sat at the other end of the playground just like this and started rocking. You know how women be rocking their leg back and forth? She was naked doing that. That's when I was like, what? I ain't know what the hell had happened.
Yeah, man, they had them hallucinating, man.
Yeah, man.
Have them hallucinate. It was a lot of that down there, man. I'm talking about, man, I've had, God rest one of my uncles just left this world. My dad was telling me one time, he remember my uncle had got high and crawled into the next door neighbor's house, was crawling through their house. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you 10. We gonna fast forward. Or no. Let's talk about your prepubescent years.
Okay.
10. We're gonna go from 6th to 8th grade. Talk to me, Medill, 6th through 8th grade. You got this chaos outside. What is it looking like?
You got the chaos outside, but you know, it's still, you know, you going home, you minding your business, you understanding that, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with you, because you know, mama, like, you better not dot this area right here, whatever, you know.
Yeah. One thing, and for the people that don't know, again, this is why when y'all believing these news reports, Chicago has been chaotic as hell. But even in the midst of the chaos, it was controlled.
Yeah.
All this madness going on, but they was like, you can only get down over here. You can only get down over there. And your parents knew how to tell you, stay off X, Y, and Z. Stay out. Don't go over there. Because that's where it was.
Yeah.
Go ahead and finish.
Well, shoot. At that age, still, yeah. You know, I'm in school. I'm still in grade school, 6th grade, as a matter of fact. I'll never forget that teacher, Miss Rush. Miss Rush, I'll never forget that. Yeah, Miss Rush. Go through that period of time. I ain't like Miss Rush, man. She failed my uncle, as a matter of fact. The uncle I told you that. So I guess she had a thing out for Alexander's anyway. So she's like, oh, I got another one of y'all.
You fell in too.
You know what I'm saying?
What kind of student was you, man?
I was a student that did what it takes just to get by.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I hated school. But when I engaged, I could probably sit with the best of them, man. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. That's familiar.
Just that sitting there for them that long period of time, I was, you get as like any kid, you gotta keep them engaged. Keep them engaged. If they don't get engaged, it is what it is. But like I say, a good thing too, man. I had a big sister that was a brainiac, so I go home and I had another teacher at home who was gonna teach me teach me much simpler. So I would go home and get it. Go back to school and get it right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that 6th grade, that was cool. You get to 7th. You know what I'm saying? Who I think I had? I think I had Mr. Dixon, 7th grade. Then I get to 8th grade. When I get to 8th grade, I go to the McKinley side of the school because in McDill, they had 2 schools. Yeah, the McKinley side. Mr. Moyer, one of the teachers still to this day that I always gonna honor, man. Mr. Moyer, black man. He was in one of the wars. I don't know which one. It was clean whenever he came to school. It was clean. Always taught us about wearing a suit. So, we had a Steve Harvey before one. You know what I'm saying? Mr. Moyer was clean, but like, man, you got to keep your suit, keep you some Cole Haans or some Flossmans on your feet. You know what I'm saying? I loved his Frankie Beverly and Mays. Loved his Frankie Beverly and Mays, man. Had the salt and pepper beard back then, So he was the cool cat, man. And he always taught us about how rough it's going to get with us being black men. Like, y'all ain't seen nothing. I never forget, man, we was acting a fool just when the Regal was open. I never forget we went to see a play called Manny's 8-Ball Pool Hall.
Okay.
And we in the back of the bus acting a fool. He didn't go back there and quiet us. He came back there and said in the midst of what we were saying, and out of nowhere, I was just like, man, he finna come back here, so let me be cool. He came back there and said, and this is 1991, he came back there and said, let me tell y'all something. It's going to be rough for a black man if he ain't making at least $50,000 a year. This is 91. You think I'm even thinking about anything about making $50,000 a year? I think about my mom and daddy taking care of me. But he was letting us know, you really ain't got time to play. You know what I'm saying? Because he was letting us know, it's finna get, you finna start stepping into the weird world. You finna go into high school, all of that stuff. So a lot of the hand holding that you've been getting, that's finna be getting cut out. You know what I'm saying? You finna get introduced to some sides of this life that you ain't ready for. You know what I'm saying? And man, I tell people that still to this day, man. That man walked to the back of the bus and just said these words. He ain't tell us to be quiet or none of that. He just stood there and say, we living in a time. And this was 91, so I'm pretty sure that number that went up now. You know what I'm saying? But in 91, he told me that. You know. So, yeah, man, graduated out of there. Went to Krieger High School, 91, first year freshman. That was cool, man. We wore green and gold, too. We was on the west side as well.
We ain't going to get into that, man. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that with the Warriors, man. It's about you. You don't want to do that with the Warriors. Go ahead. Y'all wore green and yellow.
One of my aunties went to school when you was there.
I know. I met her.
Yeah.
I met her when you brought me to the cookout.
I used to rock her her school jacket. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, this slick. I need this.
Indeed.
With the Warrior on the side.
Indeed.
Yeah, I was like,
you already know.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that was cool.
You wanted to slide out. You wanted to come on over on Fulton, man.
No, man, I was cool, Franklin. Man. I was cool on Adams, man.
No, you weren't.
Look, I watched the United Center get built. What did y'all do?
We went to Westinghouse.
but no, man. Krieger was something else, man. For real, man. It you got into when they say high school, welcome to the real world. High school was a welcome to the real world for real, man. Because
talk to me about that, man.
Now you go from walking down the street to school to taking 15 cents in a token. Catching that token. Yeah, that brown token. Catching that bus. Catch that Ashland bus to Van Buren. You caught the Van Buren Jackson at Ashland and Van Buren. Yeah. Catching that. You know what I'm saying? And you don't and come to find out, because you got the Henry Horners right there, and you got all them factions that don't like to set you from. You got the Rockwell Garden, you got Damon Court, and you got the Henry Horners. And they like, you from the village, ain't you? So you hoping you get first through ninth. You don't want second through 10th.
Not at all.
You don't want second through 10th, because second through 10th, ain't nobody outside in a pack to walk to the bus stop.
You by yourself.
You by yourself. For real, for real. So, that was, but, as years went on, I guess, that it kind of smoothed out. I tell you this, they definitely had metal detectors. I was like, wow.
How can see? We ain't had that, man.
Well, yeah, we had.
We ain't had no metal detectors. We
had metal detectors.
Smooth at Westinghouse, man.
We had metal detectors.
We were smooth like spaghetti, but rough like catfish.
Man, we had metal detectors, man, because
Okay, what's the mindset as you walk into a school with a metal detector?
Shit. What's going on? Hey, put it like this. It was random shakedowns where they would have all the boys to come to one part and all the girls. So it was almost like I would watch movies at a joint, but I was like, damn, Krieger got similarities at a joint. You getting shakedowns. Damn, I'm like, this is. So, it was always a story to go back home and tell, from what you see, but I mean, it's one of them things, you got used to every now and then, but they kept the metal detectors. But they stopped, eventually stopped doing the shakedowns, it kind of mellowed out. They got rid of a lot of the riff-raffs that was keeping up stuff, whatever.
They did.
Yeah, a few of them,
See, that's how, like at Westinghouse, maybe they should have, you know what? We ain't had that type of heat. But the difference in Westinghouse and Krieger is this. We had a mini police station inside of our high school.
So you got to remember also, Krieger sat right across from Damon Court, right across from Henry Horner, and the Rockwell Gardens to the back of you.
Right.
So you got all these different social clubs.
No, but I mean, but it wasn't like, look. We down the street from the Avenue.
Right.
We down the street from Terrortown.
Yep.
We down the street from K-Town.
Yeah.
So, and 35-40% of the kids that went to Westinghouse was from Rockwell.
Yeah.
And Warner. So, and from the Ville.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, we had a mini police state. We didn't have security guards. We had police officers.
But you got to also understand, I went to a high school that didn't have like great sport programs and all that.
I mean, Creek has no comparison to West House. We're not going to do that. I keep telling you, we're not going to do that.
Had none. You know, the 1 year was cool when they was letting us use Malcolm, the old Malcolm X.
Right.
The old Malcolm X gym, the basketball floor, the gym floor for our home games. Till we had a game with Lucy Flower. We beat them and they wanted to fight. They was like, no, Creek can't have no more home games here.
Hey, okay, let me give you a little history on your high school. Did you know what an ear, nose, and throat is over there on Taylor? Taylor and behind the CNI for the blind?
It was over there at first. I heard about that.
Over there. It was over there at first.
Yeah, it was over there. It was called McKinley then, though, I heard.
No, it was Creek. I know people. Marvin Carter, my cousin, Roy Davidson. I knew a lot of people that went there.
Mm-hmm.
Ball players. I only knew ball players, Athlete. Western House type shit. Finish about y'all green and yellow school, not green and gold.
We had the Cringer Tiger.
Right. Warriors killed tigers, but finish.
It's all right. But anyway. But yeah, man, you had that. Had some great teachers there. Had some great teachers, man. Electric Shock, Mr. Yarbrough.
Okay.
I hate, and we going pretty far. I hate I got involved with nefarious acts.
While in high school.
Talk
to me about that a little bit, man.
What
led you down that path?
It's funny, man. I tell people, if somehow a seed can get planted, man. And what's so crazy, I had an uncle, God rest his soul, that probably ran with some of the biggest hats that had it in the street when it came to money. Mm-hmm. I tell people, man, I never forget, I was one of the last little kids I like when I hear older cats talk about, like in your age range or older, talk about Mac Vicker and going all the time. Mm-hmm. I went before they closed. One time, seen a double feature kung fu flick.
Oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
With the hole in the screen.
My father's mother, she was living on the south side, right by Dyer High School, by Washington Park at 51st and Evans. Taking my cousin downtown for something to wear, whatever. Then took us to Mac Vicker. He a teenager. He was going to do Sabo, playing football at Sabo High School.
Okay.
And her baby brother had just came. He ain't gonna say he just came home, but I knew he had money because he used to love Marvin Gaye Sexual Healing, and the mom would give me like $20 to keep that going all night long. I was like, yeah. So, and then I never forget when you had first came home, everybody came, giving them money, everything. Whitey home. You know what I'm saying? So, I knew about the nefarious acts being out west or whatever, but I'm like, damn, who is this uncle that I got that I ain't, everybody coming in like he Italian Ma Wetting handing them envelopes and all this, you know what I'm saying? All night long, all the ladies and everything, sliding through, seeing. Their last name was Whitey, so they just called him Whitey. His first name was Henry.
Okay.
Great uncle too, man. Great uncle. I never forget though. One Saturday we come from downtown, and you remember the shopping bags, the Raggedy Ann bags.
For sure, the big joints.
This before plastic bags was at the grocery stores.
Yeah, the big orange joints.
The big orange joints. You had that white. Yeah, man. I come in, right, and my grandma got the big deep freezer over in the pantry.
Okay.
And I see the Raggedy Ann bag filled up, and he got another one that's a half a bag, and just some curls was the thing, the ash curl, and ash curl products they even had the big like grocery bag style. So he had one of them also, and I'm like, he tell my cousin grab one of the bags. He grabbed the bag that's full. He tell me grab that bag. And I'm like, man, I'm grabbed the S curl bag. I'm like, what you finna do? Get curls? What you trying to look like Michael Jackson? He laughed. So I couldn't pick up the bag. And so he like, give me the bag. Come on. Just come on in the room, take it with me. I'm like, what you trying? He say, he go in the bag. I ain't lying, man. Had to been probably, if not $1 million, close to it. He started counting money. He say, do Michael Jackson got these, though?
Wow.
I say, all I know he do is sing songs. I don't know if he got none of that, though. You know what I'm saying? It was peeling us off. So I always knew that's the unk that's connected. You know what I'm saying? That was the unk that was connected. You know what I'm saying? So connected. I remember he was in the Fed joint. He had coins of coin. He had bags of coins handing us, counting off hundreds of dollars in coins at the MCC building for every kid. Like, I want to come visit him all the time.
When we going to see Unk?
When we going to see Unk? Do he need a letter? I want to write him. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, what's so crazy? It's still wasn't a seed planted though. Then,
okay.
Well, I had a good friend. God rest his soul too, man. He died. He's 10 years older than me. Actually, my mother was going with his brother.
Okay.
He took a liking to me. It's always smooth, man. You know how it was, man, when you met me. Like,
no, I really hated you.
You know what I'm saying? He's one of the illest cats I know, man. But anyway, I never forget, man. He went up under the bed. I knew he was doing this thing. It was right in my face. He went up under the bed, man, and he dumped the bag. And it wasn't as much as my uncle had, but I'm older now. See, you got to remember, during the Mac Vicker era, I was still a little boy. I was probably we hadn't even moved to Woodstock then.
Oh, so you 8, 9 years old.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really got time to let that resonate in my mind. I remember seeing the triple beam scale and all that though on my grandma. But I was still, I'm looking at it as like looking at the Libra sign. It ain't, but I get 13 now, and mom and daddy ain't together too. So all them wants, you started getting a lot more of your needs. You know what I'm saying? I tell people that, like, yeah.
I mean, all your needs, now you're getting wants.
No. When mom and daddy together, you got a lot of wants. Separation come, and there's one parent in the house.
Oh, you only getting what you
getting
need.
a lot of more of what you need. The wants was Christmas,
birthday,
Easter, your birthday, and you always gonna get some summer clothes to put on. But when mom and daddy was together, mama could look at you anytime and be like, you need some shoes or something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you start seeing buddies your age. I'm going too far, but man, he went in the bag and dumped out about 40,000 and just dumped it like, he was like, oh, they number 40. And it wasn't the money that got me, it's how he spoke about it.
Talk to me.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, because I would see him count money all the time. But when he went up under the bed and dumped that bag and how he acted about it. See, I was like I say, I was like 6, 7, 8 back with my uncle. So for him to brag about it, it didn't do nothing to me because I had mom and daddy at home. You know what I'm saying? Pop's taking me hunting and all that. So I ain't got time to really be around nothing nefarious. You know what I'm saying? For seeds to be planted, all of that. You know what I'm saying? So, you get it. But, he was cool. He tried his best to keep me from wanting to indulge, but it was too late once that seed got planted. He would be like, no, man, your mama, she'd get mad at me if she found out. I'm like, well, who gonna tell her? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, he dumped that. And, man, it's like crazy because it's like I went home and thought about that all night. Like, damn, this mom said, it ain't nothing but, like, it's that easy? It's just that easy, huh? So I started like, damn. I mean, but I actually didn't get involved, honestly, until high school. Myself, want to try to get involved in that, man. You know, I actually didn't, man. And really, when you think about it, I mean, I'm grateful where I'm at now. But I think about where I could have been if I would have walked the straight and narrow, because I go back to Mr. Yarbrough, the electric shop class.
Okay.
I'll never forget one year we went and wired a house. Ask me, do I know how to wire something now?
You know how to watch the wire.
That's it. It'd be like, yeah, I remember doing that. I'm enjoying the Avons now, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, could have been an electrician or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, chose.
For the record, my man ain't never been to the penitentiary. Go on.
Never, man. Thank be to God, man. I knew, and I ain't gonna say he ain't have his hand on a lot of people that did go. But it's like, it was like when things was gonna happen, it's like it was always like, I ain't gonna let it happen to you. And, you know, maybe he knew I couldn't take it. I wasn't gonna be able to take it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't gonna be able to take it, baby. You know. So, man, you know, like I've told you, man, I've been in some situations where I should have a rap sheet right now, man. When it come to the narcotic part of it, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, I always tell people, I'll never forget one time. Like, I remember it was 2 1440s, building A, building B, and we in one of them bagging up, and the police must have got a tip that's the house, but they had the key to the wrong building apartment. This when the CHA police, when they had CHA police. So they knocking on the door, and one of the guys go to the door and say, "That's the police." And you knew in the daytime if somebody was there, because you knew when somebody walking past their peephole, because it'll get dark. Mm-hmm. If you on the outside of the peephole, if it's light when you looking at it, if it get dark, somebody looking at you. They like, we know y'all in there or whatever. Ooh. But we heard them say, this the wrong key. This building B key. So, you know, we got time to, but it's like, man, we had and everything. And I mean, we sitting at the table chopping up, and I just took a whole bowl of it and dumped it in the toilet. And they heard it flush. My buddy like, man, I say, hey, man, that's probably because everything else we hid, they couldn't find. Mm-hmm. But I say it could have been a chance with what I flushed, they could have found. We have a record to this day, man.
We be getting out the mob.
I was in a lot of them, man. Got beat up in one.
Talk to me.
Police, you know what I'm saying? This one we moved in 94. Put it like that. My mother, we left. She moved me and my sisters in 94 because my older sister had just had my niece. So we moved to the northwest side of the city. What's that called? Albany Park. Mm-hmm. So we moved to the northwest side of the city, but I'm doing my thing now. So I'm still going to school, but matter of fact, I had just got out of high school too. So, you know, I'm still playing the hood. You know, I live there north, but this is home to me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You know, Abla home. So this is all I've known. You know, and man, they busted my buddy Mama crib, the one God rest his soul, and they looking for something. They couldn't find it. I had just got to. What those that don't know what a jab is a count or whatever, and I had just got done selling one. You know what I'm saying? They bust in, and they knocked this one cat on the floor coming in. So they heard it was weed selling going on and rock, cocaine selling in the house. You know, we all playing stupid like you're supposed to. Like, man, they know. So they take me in one of his brother's room. and like, man, what's going on here? So, I'm playing like, I don't know. I'm a good friend of the family, just coming to visit. I don't even, so they ain't liking none of that because they frustrated. They can't find what they looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So they like, man, all right, handcuff me to one of the, and them project had them poles, handcuff me to the heater, they stole off me a few times. I'm like, wow. So my buddy called that, they popped your cherry. You got
Let's
your
rewind.
cherry.
Let's rewind. You 16 years old, you at what's that fake Weston? Krieg Gear.
Right.
Fake Weston. What made you start
getting into it?
Yeah. Walk me through the beginning of that.
Well,
because people will always ask, well, why did you do it? Because you speaking about your father, he active.
But I didn't. I tell people I didn't have to.
Right. That's why I want you to tell it.
But it was like the thing to do. You seeing all majority of your buddies now. You walking home. You at school. You seeing cats fresh. You know what they doing. Like I say, I got an older buddy who my man, but I ain't got to get involved. And he was even looking out for me, making sure that I wouldn't do it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because he had that much of a heart for me. Like, whenever I would talk to his wife, she'd be like, you was our first son, right? Because they got kids. But she would always tell me, you was our first son. You know what I'm saying? Because they felt like that about me. You know what I'm saying? And, man, it's like, it was like, put it like this. I remember an old school cat that had a beeper shop up north in Rogers Park. He said this. He said, you know why I hated the crack game? He said, and I always chose the soul heroin. I say, why? He said, because crack employed kids.
Mm.
And when he broke it down, he said, man, it's 10-year-olds out there selling crack. 13. He said, but heroin wasn't employing children. So it's like, it's nothing to sell a $10 bag. Mm. Everybody walking around like zombies wanting to get high. He's like, you need a couple $, you might as well. And then, the allure of it, you stick around in it.
Mm-hmm. So you went straight to cocaine?
Straight to cocaine.
Did you go marijuana?
I sold a little marijuana, then sold a little cocaine. You know what I'm saying?
Tell me, like, how does that work? I mean, I know how it works.
Yeah, you think it works?
No, but the people who watching don't know.
I mean, you find somebody that's selling it in what we call pieces, or first, you so happen to start out working for somebody, or you find somebody selling in pieces that give you something. And,
okay, and again, I'm not trying to be funny. And before I go, this is the Inner Bench Podcast. Rapping with HRap on Built for This Network. Thank you for tuning in. Talk to my man Kirby Big Juice Alexander. We just talking about life, and he's helping people understand that. As you can see, if you've been watching the show, this is not a gangster killer, thug, don't know nothing about nothing kind of guy. This is a good dude, and he found himself in a bad situation. Break down what's working for somebody, and then graduate us to independent sole proprietorship.
Man,
and I need y'all to hit that like on that Facebook, y'all.
It's kind of like it's kind of like punching a 9 to 5 and then eventually.
No. How do you the introduction and then I'm doing it and then how you elevate?
Well, the introduction is, you get cool with whoever got it going on and. They trust you enough to get involved with them.
How much do they give you?
I mean, I shit. They give you what they give you a jab, what they would call it.
So let me say, what's
you got 12. You can put it like this: you got 12 bags. That was $120. You got $20.
12 rocks.
Right. You got $100. It was $120. You brought back either 90. Some people wanted 90. Some people want you to bring them back 100. You kept the other part. You know what I'm saying? 20 or 30. You know, depending on who you was working for.
How long did you do that?
I didn't do that long. Because once again, who I was working for was the one who didn't want me to do it.
Okay.
So it was almost like he took me from there real quick. Like, I don't even want you out here. Come go with me to the table.
You can't use these.
I'm gonna break it down. Come go with me to the table, man. Now you're with me putting it together.
Okay.
For those that's selling it to get ready to sell it outside. You know what I'm saying? To where now you go from the table to now you making sure it's almost like you move up to a manager's position. You know what I'm saying? Or you become one of his GMs or managers to where you ain't serving tables or none of that. You making sure everything is being taken care of. You know, to eventually, you know, I wanted to try
kind
to
of like Chris Rock and New Jack.
Exactly. Well, did he want to? Yeah, I guess so. In the beginning, when he tried to rob Ice-T.
Yeah, no. When he was in the table, when he started right before he started getting high again, when Scotty and them took him in there.
Yeah, but no. Well, because he had. But was he? G Money was watching everything.
That's what I'm saying. G Money was.
Yeah.
And Chris Rock was the supervisor.
Yeah.
Remember, Chris Rock was the only dude in the room.
Yeah, because he was watching the girls and everything. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, kind of like that. Exactly. If that's the picture that's being painted, of course, kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you start as time go by, like you said with me. I was always somebody who would venture out to other places. So, you know, they start allowing, you start getting cool with cats that'll look out for you. And, you know, you start asking them, man, you start asking, can I open up shop on your real estate?
Okay.
You know, and what I'm about to break that down. I got you. I'm flowing with you. What that means is, I know this is yours, but I got something, and I want to be able to sell it. Now, you know, with my man's, you know, he was like, as long as it's good, because you can't mess up what I got going on. You know what I'm saying? So that was always his thing with me. You know, long as it's right, I ain't gonna have nobody complaining. You know what I'm saying? You allowed.
This is in the 90s to make sure people know this ain't last week, last month, last year.
This the 90s. You won't have me nowhere around it now. I'm afraid, y'all. Whoever I'll be 45 in April. You know what I'm saying? That taste has been gone from me. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but the straight and narrow. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's how that part went. You know what I'm saying? But when I sit back and think, like, man, I went through a lot of drugs. Never really seen the money. And I always be like, and sometimes be like, man, I wonder why God didn't allow me. But I'm glad as well. I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, I also think, like, man, believe it or not, man, you out there hustling, having spiritual talks and all that. You already know, man, some God, you know, something gonna transpire. You ain't finna be doing this for long.
Talk to me about that, man, because what's going on the corner, you know, because like you just said, y'all having spiritual conversations. People don't think y'all out there having those conversations.
Man, we are.
Talk to me, man.
Man, I'm talking about, because you got to remember, like I said, like me and a lot of my buddies, like we growing up seeing each other on a Sunday. You seeing one of your buddies in school walking with his mama to service or whatever. So a lot of us grew up in the church environments and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had a big mama. No big mama gonna get you ready. If you stand with her on a Sunday, You staying home on Saturday night? You getting up going to service, Jack. On Sunday morning, everybody in the house. Probably not the granddaddy. He dropping everybody off. Because he don't want to hear nothing about what the preacher got to say.
He only going on Easter.
Maybe on Easter, or he stepped through on Father's Day or Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that ain't what he doing. He making sure the car clean. When got a car wash maybe Saturday night, especially like my grandmother. Now my mother's mother, she always drove to church on her own. So her husband, which I'm named after Kirby, was her second husband, not my mother's dad, which is my grandfather too, Kirby. You know what I'm saying? God rest his soul as well. He didn't want to hear nothing about what the preacher had to say. You know what I'm saying? He'd be quick to talk about him like a dog. I'm for real. You know what I'm saying? Run him through the mud, giving all your money, take your money up there to that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Goddamn devils out there. Yeah. Beat up on them. Terrible. We beat up on them. Terrible, man. But now, my father's mother, now my granddad, Pop A, both of them still alive. My father's parents. They in Tuscaloosa, Roll Tide. 10 minutes driving distance too from the campus as well.
Get on with it, man.
Yeah.
No. Talk to us about these conversations.
Oh yeah, the spiritual conversations, man. I'm talking about, you talking about God. You start remembering the Dr. Watts. You out there singing the Dr. Watts. Yeah.
Y'all out there selling dope, singing church songs.
Man, amongst each other. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah. 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 You straight?
Wow.
How many? You know what I'm saying?
In the middle of the church song.
Man, so you had. Hey, I mean, we was privy to all of that. You know what I'm saying? So you couldn't get around that, man. Especially if you still had parents or whatever that was still, it was one of them things, So it's like, and I always look at it like, maybe God was like, well, you ain't finna make me look bad forever. Matter of fact, you can't make me look bad, but I ain't finna allow it. You know what I'm saying? Years later, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you sitting up in the crib in between a shift or whatever, talking and getting into a spiritual talk. Yeah, man, it was. You sit back and look at it, but you be like, wow, we did that. We did that.
So, like you said, you never grab a hold to this dope man money. You might catch a neck and you might hit a lick.
Yeah.
And what a lick
never hit the jackpot though. Never hit the jackpot.
So at what point did you say, this ain't the move, man? Do you even remember the year?
Yeah. Yeah, this had to be like I had to say like 2004.
So this is a couple years after we met.
A couple of years after we met. And
we've been hanging since what, 98?
No, like 2003 when I met something like that. Whenever afros. I just know
that's like 99, 2000.
No, it wasn't, because Tone was still working at a shop then. Cross Ashland called Perry's on Washburn.
I remember that.
He was working that in.
Okay.
So I remember that. He was there.
I think it was one, but it don't make a difference. One.
Yeah, it was in the 2000s. Early, very early.
Mm-hmm.
And me and one of my buddies had a trap crib. We was chilling at. And this the time when okay, the trap crib is, the safe house and all that where you keeping everything and you staying there.
Okay.
And one of my close buddies, we always talk about this. We just talked about this maybe a month ago or whatever. And he said, man, I was thinking about that time when I told you, man, them storm bars you have outside the door. He was like, man, I'm putting some of them on my bedroom door. Because I had a room, he had a room. I say, man, it's time for me to go. Anytime you telling me we got 2 pit bulls in the house that's acting a fool when somebody 4 buildings down, so we always on alert. And man, you need a storm door on your bedroom door. Man, I'm like, man, something ain't right. It's like something took me like, Joe, go on, get your ass home, man. And I ain't gonna lie, man, I left that night. He always told me, say, you left. I upped and left, man. I upped and left, man.
No grabbing of the money, no.
It wasn't really I told you, I was never allowed to really get the jackpot. So what I had is what I left with.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yeah, it's time to go. It's like something like don't you know how I say when my man dumped that money and say, it's only 40,000. And that's what I went home and pondered on, what he said, which planted the seed. And that mom said, man, I'm getting one of them outside storm doors on my bedroom door. I said, so that's down to like caging yourself in the bedroom. Man, I ain't doing none of that, man. I got to get up out of here. and we was holding real serious then.
So this was going to be your come up.
Yeah. It was supposed to be, but I'm looking like, my God probably was like, nah.
What happened with him?
He's still around.
I'm saying, did he ever hit the jackpot?
He had hit a few of them.
Oh.
He had hit a few of them. But I was like, nah. He had jackpots way before then, so, But I was like, something told me, man, get the fuck up out of here. Go ahead on, man. Because anytime you got to do that, you got dogs, you got storm wind, you got storm gates outside. Anytime, like, who I'm barricading myself from inside my house, man? No.
Is that when you used to drive? No, that was Tone who drove the red van. That's when you drove the Cavalier.
Yeah. Tone had the. Did Tone had a van?
Oh, was that you with the red van? It was one of y'all had the red van.
I had a red Cavalier.
Oh, okay.
I had a red Cavalier.
Because we set up and drank in that van one night. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Probably was just something. But yeah, man. I left that. But I still would dibble and dabble.
Okay.
Till, just eventually I let it be, man. I actually let it be. I had well, put it like this. And actually during that time when that got said to me, I had just rededicated my life back into going to service every Sunday.
Talk to me, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was 12 when I was, forced into giving my life to Christ. Because I didn't know nothing. I got my what they would call, for those that know the word, my day of Pentecost, for being hit with Holy Spirit 2001, once I became grown and went through some things in life that made me be like, yeah, God worked it out. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this is what I'm going to do. And I'll never forget, man, I was getting ready to go to a party, had my clothes. This was Sean John with the stuff, 2001. Had my clothes out on a Saturday night, getting ready to go out, and plans had changed. And I ain't go out. And my mom was like, good, you can wear that tomorrow to go to service. Usually I would buck against it. Like, man, I don't got no church, man. Let that go. I ain't say nothing. I'm like, Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Got up, went. Glad I went too, man.
Okay. You remember the first service?
Do I remember the first service? Everybody knew me there, so it was like, man, well, we ain't seen
I'm talking about the word of the first service.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. But it's like everybody. It was like the church I grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Okay. The church family I grew up in. So it was like, you know, it was almost like, man, like where you been for so long? You know, everybody was happy to see me. So when they opened up the doors, you know, so many people was looking like, we miss you. We know you gone. And even my little niece, she was like, Uncle, don't you want to? I think that's what made me get up, though. My niece, her being a little baby. And she was like, Uncle, don't you want to? And, you know, somewhere in the Bible say, out of the mouth, babes will speak. You know what I'm saying? Out of the mouth of babes. And I was like, wow. I went and gave myself, and, you know, got closer and got connected, man. So, of course, once you get closer and connected with what God got going on, of course, you know, the outside life ain't gonna be the same no more. Cause now you feeding that inner man, and you know you got that outer man that you giving him less. So it's like whatever you feed more gonna grow bigger. So you're gonna start hearing that voice more. You know what I'm saying? So I started swaying my way from it. And then, like, it fast forward to that part where my man was like, we gonna get them bars. Like, yeah, I gotta get out of here, man. But I say, like, I was still playing around in the game, trying to do my thing, but it was never working out. Because it was like, now, like, it was almost now like, Joe, you got too much of this. You don't, I ain't gonna say I got too much, like, I know everything, but now it's like, God, like, Joe, I done gave you some experiences now to cause you to believe that I can do it and not you. You know what I'm saying? Can make it happen. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. You know, that life is over with. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap. You know?
A wrap.
Yeah, that was a wrap, man. You know, I mean, I look back on it and I had some fun times because, like, you know, you watch a lot of movies and you see a lot of movies with, like, we'll use, like, when they say cartels or whatever.
Scarface. Paid in full.
And my buddy that told me that gave me these words about putting bars up to the thing, he always was able to find him a foreigner, a Latino that could barely speak English. You know what I'm saying? And now I'll never forget, man, these cats took us to, I don't know where we was, but they had a lot of houses in one big backyard. And they had it set up like we was in a Mexican villa. And the man walked out with his cowboy boots on and went back in. You know, I guess there was their uncles, and they out there playing Texas stud, poker, everything. I'm like, man, we done really moved up.
Right.
We
got to connect now.
We got the real deal. You know what I'm saying? Who you know being offered this here with roasting pigs in the backyard and all of that, like you. And yeah, I'm like, but a year later, my buddy like, I'm putting bars on my pants. Hell no.
You go from the penthouse to the outhouse.
I mean, look, you know how you see how they say bring it in with the cars, the smuggle broken down when they get back, all of that. Had the rock wallows over in the yard by the cars that's been towed down, the door panels out. Yeah, bringing it back over, all that, man. I mean, but God was like, no, I ain't finna let you get that deep, Jack. I got other plans. I got, like what the Bible say, he know the plans. He had other plans for me, man. You know, and I ain't against him. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, now I've kept you from these drug busters going to jail and all this stuff. So now, I basically, he spoke through my man to me that night. You know what I'm saying? In so many words, like, get out. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, that was beautiful, man. But man, that was one of the best things I could have did, man. Was went back and, you know what I'm saying, got my spiritual life intact, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
Because that and I did that in my 30s, but I turned into a man then. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I really turned into a man then, you know.
So now you got your life in order, you got your spiritual life in order. Now me and you we hanging. This is when me and you start hanging heavy.
Yeah.
You know, we moving around, we going, you know, I'm showing you different parts of the city, and you know,
we riding around in the Grand Cherokee, baby.
Yes, we used to ride around, sip a little something, talk about God. We used to do the whole nine. And what I want you to do is share the part of your life that kicked off about 6 years ago. And first of all, your nickname is Bitch Juice because he used to be a heavy brother.
Yeah.
And this is the part I want you to share with people because Rated Kev is doing this right now. And this is the part that you speak about. Only thing you speak about with more reverence than this is the Lord. Tell these people what happened. So you went from being big juice to now you just juice.
Yeah.
Talk to the people, man. Let them know, because this is the part that's going to grab a lot of people's attention, I believe, because a lot of people are dealing with this.
Man, it's crazy, right? You know, I'm on 18th Street one morning, 2017 of July. I don't know exactly the date. I know it was after the 4th. I can tell you that much. I'm on 18th Street hanging out, near some buddies or something. We go to breakfast. I go back home.
Oh, I should have asked you to tell the story about Daily them neighborhood, Bridgeport.
Oh, yeah, that's, you know.
Well, go ahead, finish the 18th Street.
You know,
that's
Pilsen. That's Pilsen. The Pilsen area. Go to breakfast. You know, I'm banging ham and everything. But, you know, we would always have our healthy talks talking about what we want to do, how we want to get healthy and all that. We would meet up by 1720 building on Clark.
Me and you, yeah.
Me and you. Meet up, sit right there by the park, by the lake, and, you know, have our health talks, all that, what we want to do.
Sit out there about an hour.
Yeah. And I'll never forget, man, I went to breakfast, went back home, chilling out, watching TV, and my buddy, 51 Tone, you know what I'm saying? He probably watching. He said he's going to check it out. 51. I'll never forget, too. I'm going to get off into that later. When he called me and asked me, man, what y'all mean?
Like? 51.
And I told him.
That's a secret. That's a secret. That's a crew secret.
Yeah, that's a crew. We ain't going to put that.
We can't tell y'all that.
Yeah. So, man, he sent me a link, Netflix link. What the health? Man, and I mean, to each his own. Like I say this, like I never tell nobody, you know, to not eat meat. Even when I be like, I just tell people portion control. I don't never tell nobody to let it go. But I watched the movie, and I gave up anything that can walk the ground or fly in the air. So if it didn't get, I became a pescatarian basically. I seafood. I don't eat shellfish, but if you can catch it with a hook, hook in the reel, bring it in, you can give it to me. But he sent the link. I watched that whole show, and what's so crazy, my lady I'm with, she had just went grocery shopping to a meat store for me, right there on 71st and State. It's a meat store. So filled my freezer up with everything I could have wanted. You know what I'm saying? Off the farm. You know what I'm saying? Man, I watched that show and called my buddy that live in my complex. I say, hey, man, I want you to come down here and take everything out my freezer that ain't fish. everything in my freezer that ain't fixed. I started educating myself on just the human body and, what to give up and all of that. So the whole 2017, I changed my diet, basically. And I was a 5 and 6X. I wore 5 and 6X. I tell people, I was close to 500 pounds. Also,
tell them how tall you are.
I'm only like 5'5". I was close to 500 pounds. I was a 64, 66 in the waist. So I started noticing when I changed my diet, eating better, drinking a lot of water, giving up everything that wasn't right for the body, or that's gonna mess with the human body later on in life. And then my girl was like, "Babe, it's coming off you real good, but if you get in the gym," I got in the gym in March of 2018, and my sister had a Planet Fitness because my sister, she lived in my complex. We would go to Planet Fitness down the street on Broadway on first 2 weeks. And that Friday, I couldn't, that second week, I couldn't get in without her. But I had noticed my progress because now I'm not just dieting. I'm diet and exercise. You know what I'm saying? My diet and exercise is intact. So all them clothes, man, they like balloon. They like parachutes on me now. All them clothes became parachute clothes on me. And so, man, I'm working out. I got a routine going. I'm in a groove now. I put it like this: I changed my lifestyle. You have to be a lifestyle change. Everything, like you got to give up conversations and everything to really go into this walk, man, for real. Or if you don't, if your lifestyle don't change, it's almost like going into the rehab on drugs and going back out smoking, man. Because if your lifestyle, it's a holistic thing, man, for real. To change the human body and become half the size you once were. You know what I'm saying?
Smallest.
Man. So yeah, I got in the gym, and man, I'll never forget that second week, because they was letting me get in without her as long as I had my ID. So I'm like, I'm loving that. I don't need her to get me in. I can get right done working, shoot right to the gym, get it in. You know what I'm saying? Go home, shower, relax, get ready for the next day. But I'm looking at this progress. And now I'm loving the gym. I want to get there. I'm only 3 days a week, but I want to get there. I get in there on that second Friday, and they like, hold up. I guess, she hadn't paid. So I'm like, what, I can't get in? I'm like, how much is the membership? They're like, they got the $10 and $20. I say, I'm finna go get my wallet. I'll be right back. Because I got to get this. It's 12 o'clock. It's workout time. I got to get it in. With or without her. And ever since then, man, it was like, I just went on a terror. With the diet and exercise. I mean, I picked up. I just texted you earlier, man, because I went and got a physical.
No, let's talk about the progress. We ain't gonna talk about the regress. We're gonna talk about.
Well, man, but I'm gonna get that together too. But yeah, man, I had got all the way down to, put it like this: when I first went in the gym, I want to say probably about 450. My heaviest was 500 in 2001 when I went to the hospital for sleep apnea. I was like 491. That's 500 pounds. So I had to be like 440 or whatever when I started this healthy lifestyle thing. You know what I'm saying? And the lowest I had got down to was 220. Was 220 on record. On record, man. All diet, changing my diet, exercising, keeping my regimen, being careful of what I think about too, all that stuff, man. Like I say, man, it got to be a mindset, man. It got to be a whole healthy. You got to be like, man, I don't even want to be around certain stuff. Nothing, man. Because it's all about you, man. And you trying to add years onto your life, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I took that walk. And I'll never forget my buddy who I told him, come get all that meat. He said, man, me and my wife was talking. What made you do it? He said, man, I told him, man, you know, I always seen myself. I say, man, you know what? Since I've been a kid, I could never shop in department stores or none of that. So those are things I would be like, damn, I'm going to a department store. I can only get the accessories. I can't go get nothing. And, you know what I'm saying? The clothes. So, you know, all them things be in your mind. I tell people, I know the mind of an obese person. I was them. So you like, damn, I can't buy at the department store. You know what I'm saying? I got to go to the big and tall. You know what I'm saying? I got to do these things when I want to do these things. And then also my buddy said, I also told him, I say, man, what I wanted to do was get the oh man, I lost track. What I wanted to do was let him know. What I told him was, man, what I want to do, I want to show people that when you get ready to go under the knife, it's to take the excess skin. It's not to let them, me myself, not let not let them cut on you. Not, you know, don't let them cut on you to cut on your stomach. You know what I'm saying? Because when you think about it, the stomach is a human organ that stretch and expands. The less you feed it, the more it draw up. The more you put in it, it's going to expand. So why you going to go let the doctor, this is just me. This is just my take. So for those, any disclosures, this is just my take. Why go let a doctor do something that you can do for yourself? You can shrink your own stomach without going to lay on the hospital table, man. You know what I'm saying? You can do that, you know, without doing that. So that's one of them things, man. And I was really looking at that like I tell people, that's another reason why I done it. To prove to those that, man, you ain't got to go let them people cut on you, man. Do nothing to your stomach. You don't. And that was one of the main things. And I try to show a lot of people that whoever want to stick with me and want to do it, I'm willing to show them, man. It's gonna take some work though. It's definitely gonna take some work, you know. But you gotta be willing to do it, man. And I'm still in it right now, man. You know, I got a sister with me right now. She in it. You know what I'm saying? She in the grind with me now. She serious about it. And I be showing her, you know, we ain't in the gym because of my schedule busy, but we FaceTime workout. I got a set of dumbbells. You know, we do a lot of, and also I tell anybody, you really want to get it off quick, do HIIT and lift weights with your HIIT. Do HIIT weight routine workout, weight circuit train. Because the thing that I learned is, let me close this down. Hold on, real quick, Rap.
You got it.
Real quick.
You are watching the End of the Bench podcast on Built for This Network. This is Rapping with HRap. We talk about my man Kirby's life, and he, you know, we've taken from adolescent, prepubescent, puberty years, young adult, and now he's talking about the transformation he's taken in his later years. Go ahead, finish that, good brother.
So yeah, man. With that thing now, man, of that, man, it's got to be like I said, it got to be a total lifestyle change, man. And you got to, when I say like the word, say sanctify yourself, you got to separate yourself. Because it's going to take a lot of that, man. Because this was a journey. Like you said, take them back 6 years or whatever. Really, it didn't even take 6 years. It took dedication.
Because we both was on that march.
We was talking about a lot of this 6 years ago. But it took just really like a 2-year dedication. Hard, like Floyd Mayweather say, hard work, dedication. Hard work, dedication. You got to eat, drink, sleep, breathe this here thing, man. Because if not, it's one of them things. And I always tell people, man, I'm always willing to show somebody who want to get it off, man. Because that it's almost like it moves me to see people want to get down, and I'll be like, man, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. Let's do it. I be encouraging people, man. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? When I do get my schedule back right, I'm like, man, I want people to go with me. But I tell anybody, like I was saying, if you really want to get it off, change the diet and do hit circuit training. Yeah. My suggestion. Don't go to the cardio machine. Go right to the weights. Get you some dumbbells. Get them where you got some resistance. Don't get nothing light. Man, get a routine going. 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds work. To where you keeping your heart rate up. You know what I'm saying? Learn your body. Learn it. It's like almost like I learned the human body, man. And how it's supposed to perform and everything, man. You know? One thing about lifting weights, it builds muscle. You build muscle, you can't help but to burn fat. And the thing about lifting weights, like if you get on a cardio machine and do an hour, you're only going to get an hour afterburn. But if I go in there and do a hit circuit train and I'm lifting weights, I get a 40-hour afterburn. So even on the day I'm not working out, it's like I'm in the gym because I'm getting a 40-hour afterburn. Plus, I intermittent fast. I've been intermittent fasting since I got into this thing. So I don't eat till after 12 o'clock. So you got to already imagine my metabolism, and it be eating on the stored fat that's there because fasting ain't doing nothing but putting the flesh under submission. Like, man, you going to eat that fat that I don't want on me because I ain't eating till 12. So body, if you hungry, you better eat that because we going to drink water. And you're going to get this one thing of coffee I get in the morning. And we going to drink water for the rest of the day. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lifestyle change, man. It got to be, man. Because if it's not, man, it's good food, good fast food and all that, man, ain't no different. Matter of fact, food may be bigger drug than narcotic, man. I don't care who you are. Ain't nothing. Like I tell people, man, listen, I gave up. I'm 45, right? So I gave up that when I was 39 years old. So I was eating farm animals more than I've been with this healthy lifestyle. So I tell people, it's still on my palate. It's still on my palate. You know what I'm saying? It's just I don't go there no more. You know what I'm saying? But I tell people, man, listen, when Thanksgiving and all that roll around, Joe, I be looking at that glazed ham and all that, like, ooh, wee, boy, I remember that. Like, shit. You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, matter of fact, my brother-in-law, he always barbecue. I was just over their house, him and my sister's house yesterday. That mom was sitting next to me. I had just ate some vegetable noodle soup, whatever. He didn't just barbecue the day before. He didn't went in the refrigerator. They warmed up some Cajun jerk sausage he done cubed and some rib tips. He done put it in one of the microwave bowls sitting next to me and pulled the barbecue sauce and just smacking and telling his daughter, ooh, daughter, you got to come taste this. I'm just looking. You remember when Arnold went on that hunger strike? And he looking at them, pour that syrup, all that. I'm looking like, like I tell people, I ate it longer than I've given it up. So I tell people, it ain't like I tell people, I know what it's like. I still know what it's like. It's just I can't go there. I won't go there. Not telling nobody not to go there. I'm not doing that either. But I'm just saying, I'll be looking at it and be like, whoa. It's like a relationship you was once in. And you remember some of the good nights you had with whoever your partner was. But you be like, you say, man, she was mean with her. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't go there no more, baby.
Well, you see the question on the screen? You want to answer it?
What he say?
What do you think about eating your heaviest meals early in the days and light meals towards the end?
Well, I tell people like this, you got to remember 3,500 calories equal a pound. So when you say heavy meal, how many calories is that heaviest meal? Because if that heaviest meal is 3,500 calories, you ain't doing nothing good for yourself. You're gaining weight. If that make any sense. So you got to go into a caloric deficit. You got to go into a caloric deficit. You got to go under 35. Matter of fact, if you know 3,500 calories equal a pound, why would you eat? Why would you even try to eat 3,500 calories? So, like I say, you got to be like, well, I need to take 1,000 away that day. You know what I'm saying? Take at least, if it's 35, take 1,000, make it 25. And then, like I tell people don't this, and you know this. What's the difference from eating healthy and eating bad when you know how to cook? If you can make it taste good, that's what works, right? Mm-hmm. And you ain't got to use MSG and all that, the bad stuff. And when you know how to cook, you can make it taste good and be like, it still works for me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, to that question, Raider, that's the one thing you got to keep in mind. You got to go into a caloric deficit. Because if you don't go into a caloric deficit, you ain't doing nothing. You gaining weight. Or you be like, man, why it ain't moved? Because you ain't counting. You got to drop it. Like I never forget, I was watching this trainer back when I really got hard, when I really was hard in the gym, and he was like, I want to show you how to go into the gym and burn 500 calories. I want to show you how to burn 500 calories without burning 100 of it in the gym. And he broke it down. And I just shared that with my sister maybe a week ago. And she was like, wow. I said, yeah, what you do is, okay, if you know you're in a caloric deficit, every day you think about, okay, in my diet, what can I give up out my diet that's 100 calories? After I've left the gym and burnt 500 calories, now what can I give up every day in my diet that's worth 100 calories? That's 100 calories you didn't have to go to the gym and sweat off. You burned 600 calories that day. So the 500 that you've burnt, the 3 days a week, that you burnt in the gym, and then every day of that week, you giving up an extra 100 calories, that's another 7 onto them 5 that you're burning. Look how many pounds you're burning in a week. So it's a numbers game, definitely. It's definitely
you got a secondary question.
I set my calorie intake at 220 because I can't really see it on this.
No. Screen. That's Ant.
Okay.
That's the same guy, Ready to Care.
Okay.
Right now.
No, I don't mean that type of heavy. I just meant heavy is. I got something in the way where I can't see.
Okay, I said, no, I don't mean that type of heavy. I just mean the heaviest one you're doing that day and less than 1,000 calories.
In less than 1,000? Cause I ain't in less than 1,000. I always, if I want to start off, I always want that first meal to be probably the biggest. because I want to try my best not to eat after 8. And you definitely don't want nothing heavy because, after 8, you relax, you getting, so if you ain't finna do nothing, you ain't finna go for no long walk or nothing like that to digest and burn that stuff off, which you want to try to make that day meal the heaviest while you still moving around, while you still in upper active mode. You know what I'm saying? Like me, like when I was really going super hard in the gym, I would try to have that heavier meal on my workout day after I've eaten, because my furnace is up so high. It's like anything you eating is deteriorating. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you're drinking alcohol, that's something you really want to cut out because that got a lot of hidden calories. So if you want to minimize that as much. I ain't tell you not, because I'm gonna have me a nice little glass of wine, red wine, when I'm done. You know what I'm saying? But especially with the cocktails you get, because the sugar pods, you really want to watch them. It's all about. I tell anybody, learn your body, learn the human body. And when you learn your body and get to knowing, like, man, what is that I need to do to get this off, and you start seeing the results. Like for me, I could never do push-ups, none of that. So when I was able to get down and knock out 20 the right way and all that, and like I told you, man, also you start shopping at department stores and all that. You're like, I ain't never going back to that old dude out of there. When I'm going in there getting 2 X's, man, dude, man, it's over there. But I'm gonna tell you what I didn't know, right? I was always thinking, I didn't know when you lost weight, you lost it in your feet too. So I had all these size 11 and a half shoes that I had to throw away. I'm like, damn, my girl, like, babe, these shoes, they big. Look, she's like, look, I can put my hand in the back of your shoe. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. You can't do nothing, right? But I didn't know this. I'm like, damn, man, you lose weight in the feet too? Because I never, to my knowledge, I didn't have the big wide feet like on the Nutty Professor when he turned back into the professor in the Viper and his feet bust out the shoe and shit. I didn't have that, but I'm like, damn, nigga, this shit for real.
Hey, man, we're going to have to wrap it up, but, man, hey, man, I want to commend you for killing the game, man. We're going to have to have you back. We're going to have to have you back, man.
I need you to call my manager.
I'm your manager.
Hey, man, before we go, man,
That's why I was going to hit you for your final thoughts.
For my final thought, my first thing I want to say, man, I got to give you a shout out, man, for real, because I can remember the first time I met you, I always call you the brown bag boy.
Hey, we don't need everybody need to know all that.
You would come into the shop, you know what I'm saying, and just sit the bag down. And then when I found out, I'm like, this cat just leave it sitting there? But we was in a shop where it was accountability, man, and honest people, man, Yeah. Miss that. I miss the Lord, man. I mean, I miss Afro, man. It was some of the best times.
We used to, and
that was our country club.
Yes, it was.
It was our. I remember you would bring BJ in there. You know what I'm saying? With you, all that. It was our country club. We was calling them Lil Hob then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I remember that. But I remember when the first time we was talking about sports, and that's when Thomas Jones was my man. You couldn't tell me, nobody could tell me nothing about him or the A Train.
I used to rock with the Train.
Yeah. And then I come in there arguing about Thomas Jones, and here you go. You done gave me a whole breakdown of who. I'm like, man, he done made me hate the Bears. Nigga, I'm going to New England now, man. He done told me about this Corey Dillon and all these cats.
Hey, yeah. I hope your homies watching.
But you ain't put me up on. You ain't put me up.
You on Brady. All that. You know I'm a Tom fan. I don't want to hear that.
I give you that, but you ain't put me up on Marcus Dupree. I'm gonna let that go.
Boy, you better leave that alone.
I'm gonna let that go. But no, man. Remember when we were talking, and I used to be like, "Hey, man, you need a sports show, Joe."
And I used to tell you, I'm working on it.
You need a show, man. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember when you started out, it was me, Big Illinois, and Chris with you. You know what I'm saying? And man, look, I just want to say, man, it started out as a sports show, but I didn't know what that platform was gonna do, man. And because we really didn't, I ain't gonna say we didn't really dig into social conscious things, but man, where it went to, man, and I never forget when you first said, man, I ain't really finna be talking about sports, and I was driving and you said that in my mind, like, fuck is wrong with him? What is wrong with him? He ain't finna, what? Nigga, this is why I told in.
You did get quiet. I was like, yo, Juice.
But you know what, man?
That was my last sports show. You was like,
but you know what? It grew me socially. This here thing, man, the end of the bench, man, it helped grew my conscience more, man. And I really appreciate you for that. And then, like, even your extended families with the BS3 radios and all other people you've introduced me to. That's why, like I say, I told Doc, man, Rappin brought you to the West Side already. You know what I'm saying? You just many miles away, but you know, it's like you in Chicago or whatever. So, man, I really definitely appreciate you, man. And, hey, I remember I told you this, too. Joe, this your baby, man. And ain't nobody going to take care like you. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, you had a lot of us being hosts with you. We like the uncles or whatever. But can't nobody take care of the baby like HRap. You know what I'm saying? And you doing a hell of a job from where I'm standing, man.
My man.
You know what I'm saying? So I want to say, man, keep that up. And like I say, yeah, when you get ready to hand me back, cause the price that went up.
Yep, hey, I'm at least double what I gave you this time.
The price that went up after the night. I'm Hollyberg now, baby. I'm Hollyberg. I ain't Hollywood. I'm Hollyberg. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, I really enjoyed this, man. You know what I'm saying? I get to, you know, tell my point of view. Mm-hmm. You know, my story of how I see things, and especially life and what I went through and things that I seen growing up in Chicago. We still had a lot we skipped over, like the.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm gonna have you back, man.
Yeah,
D-Ray want to do a part B. You know,
we'll eventually come back. You know, talk about some relationship, all that type of stuff. You know, just a lot of things. But yeah, man, I'm. You can always catch me on Instagram because I ain't got my Facebook page no more. I'm at Chili J, Chili _J. That's CHILLIE _J. I just got a Twitter page again, so I ain't even been doing nothing on that. Because I remember the first time I got up on Twitter was through you, and you put. I was at your crib chilling with you, and you put me up on it, but somehow I got rid of that, and then.
Yeah,
you know, I know I got into it.
I had to sick my followers on.
Yeah, some Raider cats, some cats from with the Raider Nation. You know, I'm like, man, let me go and get up off this, man, because I ain't gonna be arguing with these losers.
Yeah. We ain't gonna go there, man, because you ain't even got no team.
Yes, I do.
You don't even have no team.
You hear the news this week?
You don't have you ain't never had no team.
No, I ain't never had no team.
You used to rock with the Rams,
honestly,
then you was with the Bears, then you was with whoever winning that's your team. You ain't got no team. Go on.
No, I only had 2 teams. Only had two rap.
Bears. We'll talk about this. Hey, stay on the line. We're gonna talk about this after we shut it down, man.
But yeah, man. What else I want to say, man, is I appreciate this tonight because this was good, man. I really enjoyed it. And, man, I was in a hurry. I told my sister, like, look, we got to work out at 5 o'clock today because I need to have me something to eat because I've been running around all day. I need to work out. I need to eat. Then get ready for the show. So this was cool.
Man, thank you, man. It's all
Big Illinois say play his demo tape.
It ain't gonna happen.
You still owe him. He still
playing
owes his
that demo.
money. You know,
he can get that $5 either. He can get both those up.
You know, he can call Mom and Mom, and they'll send some papers to you though. You know, get you right. You know what I'm saying?
That's how we getting down. That's how we getting down, Marcus Dupree.
Hey man, you a fool for that one still today.
That's how
man.
we going, Marcus Dupree.
Oh,
You don't want me to tell everybody that Marcus Dupree.
I thought I had everybody going.
Yeah,
You come out of nowhere. I'm like, nah, who asked him something?
I ain't put you in the dirt. I ain't put you in the dirt.
You didn't.
I could have put you in the dirt.
You could have. And you my man for that, man.
Yeah, I leaned over and hit you with the.
You like, hey man, cool out with that one. Cool out with that one, man.
Yeah, I had to hit you with that. Hey, I hit you on the low. But with that being said, man, thank y'all for tuning in. This might be the longest one ever. Salute. This longest one ever, Rapping with HRap. And we got more to talk about on Rapping with HRap with my man, Kirby, man. And the people who've been on it. If you want to come back, you just hit me up and you already know. But again, man, it's always good. Like me, 51, and ESPN over here. Me, 51, and ESPN say when we hanging out, it's always a treat when players meet.
Definitely.
And I want to thank you, man. I knew it was gonna be good because this ain't nothing but me and you sitting on the phone. Hell, earlier today we was on the phone for an hour.
Man, that's what we do, man.
That's what we do, man. And
they see me in here, man. Oh, they see me.
Now, that's why I got you on the small screen. I knew you were going to go back on that board.
Yeah.
Man, with that being said, man, thank you, man. Thank you, Juice, man. I'm going to hit you. Just stay on after we close it out, man. Sure. This is the longest one. This is one of the best ones we had. And I want to continue to talk to people to tell their stories, the things that you've been through, man. People assume that people who've been through the street life are just heathens and just murder killers, and I don't give a damn about nobody. It was a beautiful thing to let people know that, hey, even though we were out there putting poison in the street, doing everything wrong, we were still out there talking about God. Man. Sometimes it was a way of life. Sometimes it was something we were introduced to, and sometimes we just got sucked into a place that we didn't really want to be in, but we always kept God there with us.
Yeah.
So, man, hey, when I have you back, we gonna hit everything that you said. Man, it was awesome talking to you as usual. We do this. Well, we do this 2-3 times a week.
Man, we do this.
This me and you. Man. This me and you 2-3 times a week.
So this just on the screen now. That's all. It's just
this is on air now, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody. I need everybody to hit that subscribe button. Please tell a friend to subscribe. That link I sent you, send it to somebody and tell them to subscribe. For real. Now, I want to do like I do at the end of every show. You know, I ain't do this at the beginning of the show. I want to salute to my family and my ancestors. Y'all know ancestors are a important part of everything that's in your life. That is the Pollard, Whitmore, Patterson, Turner, Battle, Cotton, Harper, Bailey, Shaw, Walker, Thompson, Chris, Lansdowne, Liggins, Duncan, Trotter, Brandy, Brandon, Locke, Wilson, Johnson, Fitch, and the Williams clan. We are always in the building. If anybody don't like us, all I know is...
You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
And then... But I want to salute to the people who I draw inspiration from. The Ghetto Boys, Tariq Nasheed, Nuri, Talib Kweli, Ray Grady, Zoe Williams, Craig Smith, Corey Holcomb, Al Sharpton, the sister Heather B, super dope brother Clay Kane, getting folks out of getting wrongfully incarcerated people back to their families. Salute to Clay Kane. Loree Daniel Favors doing everything. One of the greatest women in the history of our community. In 50 years, we're going to be hearing about Loree Daniel Favors. We need to be hearing about Dr. Greg Carr right now. In 40 years, you're going to be hearing about Professor Karen Hunter. And every day, you should know who the Black Eagle is. Joe Madison, the elder. Thank y'all for tuning in. I will see y'all Monday night on the Forecast. We are doing we are doing. What is the name of that damn movie? Is it Swan Song? Ben, what's the name of the show? We're doing this movie with Tamba Ali, Mursala Ali. What would I say? Tamba Ali, Mursala Ali. I think it is Swan Song. Yeah, Swan Song. It's on Apple TV. It's a very interesting movie. If you have Apple TV, check it out. If you don't, run that Ben link that Ben always talking about, that little email trick. But tune in on BS3 Radio, 8:30 Monday for the forecast. Myself, Ben, Wilkes, a.k.a. Mayhem, and King Galt, we are the forecast. Tune in Monday, tune in Tuesday for myself and the forecast. Sunday morning, tune in to Tiger Park Media. Look, when you see me posting those shows along the way, please subscribe to those on YouTube. Tell a friend to subscribe, tune in, support. Y'all sick of people telling our stories? We telling our stories. With that being said, y'all know how I end every show. Dream those dreams and man up a woman up and live those dreams. Because life without dreams flows in black and white. Salute to Reggie O'Shea, a.k.a. Combat Jack. Salute to Craig Smith. Life without dreams flows in black and white. Life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. And y'all already know. Take us out, Big Mo, because if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
We lust for that cheese, we lose sleep, dreams of that cream. We killing our teens, they dying for this American dream. Them government schemes, they turning us to hustlers and fiends. We hustling trees, them politicians smuggling green. Chasing that cheese, got everybody stressed in the streets. Pardon me for speaking freely, let it breathe. Evangelists preach the congregations out of their seats. They writing them checks for tithes, now his people can't eat. She stripping for change for school, now she giving them brains. She used to that loot, she earning, now she giving them strain. He new to this game, but hungry, so he cooking his cane. He getting that paper, but then they gave him two to the brain. It's rules to this game, but hustlers never hustle for fame. The spirit of greed is grimy, so we struggle to change. They put us in chains to take away our African names. But if we submissive and don't resist, then who do we blame? It's all a game, man. These Europeans staking they claim. And you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't. You thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang. Killed our women and our children. All our leaders is slain. They gave us Obama, but that nigga was hoping for change. But Zimmerman is killing niggas and he free. Shit is crazy, babies having these babies and getting checked. But keep the child from they pop to rip his heart out his chest. Our rappers was leaders and now they in the booth in the dress. Spitting bullshit and making more but giving us less. They taking our sound and changing ours, dumbing it down. They taking our jobs and homes and they shutting us out. They taking our kids because it ain't a man in the house. They locking us down, but soon they gon' be wiping us out. They told our women they was too independent to need a man. They told our brother he was too insignificant to advance. It's all a game, man. These Europeans staking they claim. And you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't. You thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang. Killed our women and our children. All our leaders is slain. It's all a game.
We are built for this network. For the strong, not the weak.